Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum, home for game number 3 of the quarterfinal series between the Las Vegas Thunder and the Phoenix Roadrunners. A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Veterans Coliseum. Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay. The Las Vegas Thunder lead this best-of-5 series 2-0, but don't let that fool you. Phoenix has given Las Vegas all they can handle.
Well, and add that to the fact that teams that are on the brink of elimination usually come up with a really strong effort, coupled with the fact that they're in their own barn in front of their own fans right now.
Well, let's take them to Las Vegas and show the highlights. Phoenix had a 3-1 lead in game number 1, but then it was the man, Sergei Sholtok. He sounds like a video game. You put a corner in him, he scores a goal. A power play goal made it 3-2. Joe Day got a shorthanded goal to tie it at 3 for Vegas, and then Sholtok again. Second goal of the game to give Las Vegas a 4-3 lead. They would never look back and win the hockey game 5-4. But then you go to game 2, and it'll be Brent Grieve for Phoenix. He will bang in a puck and make Vegas grieve. A 1-0 Phoenix lead, but late in the second period, it was the difference between night and day. Joe Day, that is, trickles one in behind Frederic Beaubien, and that ties the game going into the third period, and Las Vegas would go on to win it by a score of 4-1. But you talk about Brent Grieve along with Steve LaRouche and Jeff Chevalier. These guys have been on fire. This goes back to the regular season.
Yeah, these guys are hot, but you know what? Rob Laird is going to need more scoring than just those 3 guys. Rob Laird, out of his 10 coaching seasons, has made the playoffs in 9 of those. He wants to keep going, especially after making it in this one. We had a chance to talk to him before the game, and he had this to say about games 1 and 2.
Well, on paper, I think we match up against this hockey team, and we're hoping that the home ice is going to make a difference for us tonight, and we're also hoping that our goaltending situation is a little bit stronger because, you know, Las Vegas comes at you in so many different ways, and you have to have quality goaltending, and at the same time, we got to find a way to get the poking.
He talks about Las Vegas coming at you in so many ways. Their leading scorer, Patrice Lefebvre, he was held off the scoreboard in game 1, but game 2, he had 3 goals out of the 4 possible with his line, along with Bill Bowler and Ken Quinney, and he talked about the difference between game 1 and game 2.
No, I don't think so. It was a matter of circumstances in the first game. I mean, we got 3 balanced line who can score, and our first game, our line didn't score, so I mean, in the second game, our line scored 3 of the 4 goals, and the other lines didn't score. So it all depends. Every night, it's going to be a different line that's going to score. So that's what makes us a better team.
A good compliment to Lefebvre, Ken Quinney, and Bill Bowler. Quinney had 33 regular season goals, a goal and assist in the second game, and Bowler with 2 assists in the second game goes along nicely with his rookie leading scorer with 31 goals, 86 assists. These 2 guys should make something happen out there.
Obviously a must-win situation for Phoenix. When we return, we'll have the opening face-off, plus we visit with Chris McSorley, the Las Vegas head coach. That is all next. We'll be right back. Welcome to Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Adam Gordon, Mike Greenlay. The arena is dark as they are announcing the Phoenix Roadrunners trailing 2-0 in this best-of-5 quarterfinal series. Mike Greenlay, you being a former Turner Cup champion, winning goaltender, you know how important goaltending is, and the story and the spotlight, if you will, shining on a rookie, just 20 years of age, Jamie Storr.
Yeah, well, Jamie Storr is really going to be called upon to come up big. He hasn't played in the playoffs yet this season. He's going to have to be mentally strong to come into it. It's like being thrown into the fire right now because they need him to win this game, maybe single-handedly.
And you talk about Jamie Storr having to be mentally ready. He's had a lot against him in the mental department.
Yeah, he's had some very tough things happen to him lately. His mother fell ill earlier this year and then subsequently passed away, and it was a very unfortunate incident. And he left the team for about 18 days and had to come back, and then when he came back, he got injured. So some tough work for him. Hopefully he can come up with a strong game tonight.
Well, you talk about strong games. It has been an up-and-down roller coaster between games 1 and 2. In fact, we talked about Lefebvre. We talked about Lefebvre and his up and down. Well, Pokey Reddick has done the same thing, and we can talk more about him. But, you know, I'll tell you, the guy who's felt a lot of pressure all year long has been the head coach, Chris McSorley of the Las Vegas Thunder. And before this evening's game, Mike Greenlay chatted with Chris McSorley.
Well, tonight Robbie Laird has the last change, and I know that if I keep my toughness on the ice with Lakovic and Banks, I'm sure he's going to try to play around them. So we're going to insert Paul DiPietro. Paul's back from a bit of a food poisoning bout, so I'm sure it's going to put a little more skill in our lineup.
And you might need that skill. They're changing their goaltender, I understand, as well. They're going to put Jamie Storr in, who's touted to be the next guy to go to the NHL. So do you change your style any way for that reason?
Well, I guess you know better than most about how goaltending can get real hot in the playoffs, and Jamie Storr's got that potential, and we want to make sure we have enough lines, enough flow to get at him every shift to make sure we challenge him early.
You're coming in a different building, obviously a little bigger ice surface. Do you chance on playing your system at all for reason like that?
Well, a system's something that takes 80 games to master, and you just want to make sure you keep your tactics installed. And what we've got tonight is we're just going to make sure we try to have as much puck control behind the red line in our zone as much as possible to try to maybe open up some seams to try to get the attack back at them.
What kind of game do you expect from Phoenix tonight in their own building?
Heavy forechecking, a lot of attack, trying to eliminate our defense early from the game, try to take away the D-to-D passing to try to kill our transition. They're a well-coached team, and I'm sure Coach Laird's going to make sure his guys are going to be in our defenseman spaces early.
Las Vegas leading 2-0 in this best-of-5 series. Game 1, they won 5-4. Here's the thing that's kind of interesting about games 1 and 2. They were similar. In both games 1 and 2, Phoenix scored the first goal. And in both games, Las Vegas scored 4 unanswered goals to come back and win it. Mike Greenley, that just attributes how powerful this Las Vegas hockey club really is.
Well, it's funny because you compared Las Vegas, in a sense, to a team that we talk about a whole lot, and that's Orlando, in the way that they're explosive. They can come out and blow 3-4 goals by you in one period, and all of a sudden the game is flip-flopped. So that's one thing that Phoenix is going to have to watch, is the explosiveness of the Las Vegas Thunder.
It is not a huge crowd this evening here in Phoenix, but it is a loud crowd. This building can definitely reverberate some noise, and you talked about it in the open, Greener, about how important it is for Phoenix to be back home. They want this crowd behind them.
Well, definitely. I mean, you talk about buildings that can really help you out. You jump to a building like in Fort Wayne, and they can get you a goal just with their cheering. So I'm sure Phoenix wants their crowd to really give them a lot of support and back them up in every situation. Any big hit, big save, and even especially a goal, they want them cheering and really rooting for them.
What has been a bit of a surprise is the fact that this has not been a physical series, if you will. You look at these two teams were at tooth and nail last year. I mean, they literally hated each other last year. It has been kind of a relatively calmer series than I think everybody had expected.
Well, I talked to Patrice Lefebvre about that earlier, and I tell you what, he said that there's been a lot of hitting, but after that, there hasn't been really any more physical stuff.
I think this is the Iron Man presentation.
We proudly name number 18, Devin Edgerton, the Iron Man of the year. Making the presentation is Mr. Warren Goodrich, Vice President of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, and Mr. Jason Siegel, Director of Marketing for the Phoenix Roadrunners. The $500 donation is being made to Miss Virginia Sterling, representing the Friendly House. Congratulations, Devin Edgerton.
Kevin Gallagher getting ready to sing the national anthem. And real quickly, you know a lot about Devin Edgerton, a former teammate with yours, with the Atlanta Knights. Roadrunners have met 8 times during the regular season, and Las Vegas has owned the regular season series. They have won 5 and lost 3, but 2 of the 3 wins for Phoenix have come on the shootout, which has shown that these have been tight games, not only in the regular season, but as we have seen in the playoffs.
Yeah, and a tight game just leads to something that we'll always like and we always enjoy, is a nice overtime game. So who knows what can happen. These teams will probably be fighting pretty hard tonight, especially Phoenix trying to stay in these playoffs.
Hokie Reddick coming in at 2-0, a 2.50 goals against average, 91.4 save percentage. He was not very strong in game 1, but where he wasn't as strong in game 1, he was outstanding in game 2. Jamie Storr, 20 years of age, making his first start in goal in the playoffs. Chris McSorley is 2-0 as a head coach in the playoffs, and he will be going against one of the finest coaches, I think, in the IHL, and Robbie Laird. He has taken a team that has kind of not played to its full potential, but has also been injured at times this year, and has gotten him into the playoffs. We are underway from Phoenix. It is a puck along the boards for Craig Ferguson. Phoenix trying to move it ahead. Gary Shuchuk is there, and it goes into the Las Vegas over. Reddick will slow. Jam the puck along the boards, and it came out at center, and Vegas is in transition. Cranked into Phoenix territory, and back to play it is Hockey Bird. Berg trying to knock it free. Jam back to the line, held in by Hawgood. Turned away by Oleg Chargoronsky. Puck came to the line, but again it was held in by Las Vegas. Into the corner goes Joe Day. And the puck is cleared out at center. Just underway from Phoenix, game number 3 of this best-of-5 series. And Las Vegas up 2-0. Steve LaRouche at center. And it tipped away by Guy LaRose. Turn around. Left side, Schultak. Centered one. It went down to Jamie Storr, and he will cover up. And he will hold on.
Well, a good shot right away as Las Vegas showing that they're not wasting any time getting shots on goal. And Rob Cowie out there to help fend it off. On the replay, it came down with a pretty good shot. Testing Storr early, and Storr showing that he's ready no matter how hard the shot. He's showing that he's concentrating. He gets the puck out in front of him now. Good job by the defenseman to keep the Las Vegas Thunder off that puck right there in order to get Jamie Storr into the game. He hasn't played in a while. He wants to get his confidence. Now, although that shot didn't really test him, he's going to want a few nice floaters, maybe a good hard shot from the point, something he can really ease into until he can get his confidence right up there.
Puck is cleared out at center. Las Vegas has it, turn it around. Ruslan Soleil dumped it in. Stopped by Storr, cleared near side. Vegas trying to move it along as Grigory Panalea was drilled by Cowie. Now turn near side, cleared to the line. LaRouche trying to find the handle. Schultak took it away. Teetering the blue line, cross-ice pass intercepted by Chevalier and shot out at center. Here comes Chevalier trying to hit the line. He had to wait for Grieve to come back on sides, and that is tripped away. And Grigory Panalea lost it. Here comes Chevalier, right side, right in. He was bumped, the shot right on, and Reddick stopped it. And it's cleared right back down the ice by Guy LaRose. So right off the hop, it is a save by Eldon Pokey Reddick. Puck shot down, icing the call. And Phoenix gets the first quality opportunity of the night.
And it's that line that we talk so much about, and Chevalier, Grieve, and Steve LaRouche, they get down there and force them, all 3 players flying in the zone. They get a good hard shot on Pokey Reddick. I tell you what, Pokey Reddick showing that he is ready right off the bat, making a good pad save. Chevalier will chip it by, and it's just a good backhand shot. Pokey Reddick will kick that rebound all the way back up to the blue line. I tell you what, Pokey Reddick, last time he won a Turner Cup, he went 12 games straight with Fort Wayne, also won the Bud Poyle Trophy as the playoff MVP. Tell you what, this guy, if anybody, can take someone to the Turner Cup Finals.
As you would say, a wee bit of experience in the matter. Puck in behind. And tripped up was Dan Biles. A puck turned over. Potomsky, a drive was stopped. Greg Kimmerly's our referee, and he may want to let him play. Here's Ken Quinney. And he was dumped off the puck, and Biles turns it around. Biles was at center. He'll cross the line. Biles looking in. Dropped it back. The shot. Oh, the great save made by Reddick. That was jammed in there by Ken McRae. Puck came to the near side. Cleared to the line. Held in by Jan Vopat. It's cleared back to center where Blomstead is there. Jan Vopat to center for McRae. He'll crank one in, and that was smacked wide of the net. And Patrice Lefebvre is back. The big little man, they call him. Muscled it behind the net. Fighting for the loose puck, Lefebvre. Rolled it near side, but knocked down by Devin Edgerton. Turning left side, centered this shot. And Ferguson had it blocked by Joe Day. Hoggood trying to watch him. The puck was centered. Knocked away, and here come the Thunder scampering to center. Joe Day hits the line. Day in on goal. Centered one, but Berg stayed with him. In behind the net, they fight for the loose puck. Joe Day trying to turn one in the corner. Bumped by Chargoronsky. Actually, that's not Chargoronsky. That was Aki Berg working on him. Chargoronsky had Day tied up. Puck came near side. Cleared out at center. Roadrunners overskated, but now up ice. A pass for Chargoronsky. He's got a chance down the right side, but lost the handle. Riccardi trying to take Chargoronsky. Puck center. This shot by Edgerton. That was bounced just wide. Roadrunners coming after the Las Vegas Thunder here in the early going. We are scoreless. 3.5 gone. And we're going to have our first penalty of the night. And Reddick got jammed behind the net. And everybody getting locked up. Is it game 3? You bet. We'll have more when we return. It's the Roadrunners nothing, the Thunder nothing. Back after this. Penalty box, and that will be Jeff Riccardi sitting down, and the Phoenix Roadrunners will go on the power play.
Yeah, a little bit of a slashing call, and we can see the tempers flaring already as Pokey Reddick behind the net and jamming in there as Ferguson. Riccardi kind of gives him a little shove into Pokey Reddick, but then gives him a little bit of a slash, and you go to the box for that.
Phoenix's power play, well, it wasn't very good during the regular season, but it was good when it counted. They had scored 22 power play goals in the final 13 games of the season, and one of the hotter power plays coming in. In fact, they were held scoreless off the power play in game 2, but it was the first time in 11 games that they hadn't scored at that point, dating back to regular season action. Watching the Las Vegas zone, Chevalier pops one back to Vopat. Turns it a right point, gives to Cowie. This guy can crank one. That one was deflected wide. LaRouche redirected. But it went behind the net. Grieve centered, knocked away by Soleil. In there is Brent Grieve again. Grieve in the corner. Watched by Joltok. Gives to Chevalier. Chased it down. He's bumped by Soleil. Puck came behind for Brent Grieve. Grieve base of the circle, looks in. Centered one. That was knocked away in. Panalea will clear it the length of the ice with under a minute to go in the Phoenix power play.
Las Vegas showing some good forcing right there, and Phoenix just doing everything they can just to keep the puck in the zone, and finally it just dumped right down the ice.
Blomstead cranked one into the Vegas zone. Thunder have it though, and they'll clear it down the ice. We're 5 minutes into the first, scoreless, and the power play down to 37 seconds. Tomlinson at center. Got it into Las Vegas territory. Mark Laniel back to play. Chipped one to the line. Blomstead held it in. Came down left side. Hedgerton looks along the boards. Blomstead, the wrist shot. Score! It might have been deflected by Dave Tomlinson. It's a power play goal. And this place is going nuts. 1-0 Phoenix.
I'll tell you what, this is just a smart play by Arno Blomstead at point. He just directs the puck towards the net, and Dave Tomlinson in front does the rest of the work as he deflects it between the legs. It looked like a Pokey Reddick. Just a good direct toward the net, and Tomlinson, who's a big man and tough to move, deflects it into the net. Tomlinson, his first goal of the playoffs, and he puts his team up 1-0 on the power play.
So it is the third time this season, or I should say in the playoffs, that Phoenix has scored the first goal.
And they do it in style there as it's deflected between Pokey Reddick's legs. You know, Pokey Reddick's not a very big goaltender, so he has to look around players like Dave Tomlinson, and coupled with the deflection there, didn't have a lot of chance of stopping that one. Good goal.
Phoenix goal, power play goal.
Back to action, the puck cleared out at center, and it's turned by Hoggood in his own end. Floats to Lefebvre. Back to the line. Blomstead trying to bat it down. Battle for the puck along the boards. Bilesma trying to dig it out. And here comes Barry Potomski across the line. Launched an edge. Slid into Hoggood. Now Lefebvre searching for it. He'll lead a metal detector. He lost it. Picked up by McRae. Shoots! Oh, terrific save by Pokey Reddick. Kenny McRae drilled it right on there. Hoggood behind the net. Jam to Lefebvre in the corner. Run into by Bilesma. Nice hit there. They're going after him. Here's a centering pass right in there. And Reddick stuck it aside. And Bill Bowler will romp the center with Lefebvre. And here's a penalty right back as Hoggood was dumped by Potomski. Delayed call. Hoggood shoots. Blocked by Bilesma. It went behind the net. Dug out by Bowler. Worked it back to the line. Here's a drive. And that was smacked wide by Guy LaRose. But a penalty coming up to the Phoenix Roadrunners, and we will take a timeout. We will have the Las Vegas power play when we return. This is the IHL. A 1-0 Phoenix lead, but the vaunted power play now for the Las Vegas Thunder.
Potomski takes a penalty against Hoggood. It's a hooking call on the back check.
Joltok gets sent to Lefebvre. Sergei Joltok. Pass came to Jean-Marc Richard, deflected just wide as in front was Guy LaRose. Worked along the near side. Richard. Give it to Lefebvre. Worked it down behind the net for Guy LaRose. He's blasted in there by Rob Cowie. In there was Grigory Panaleev. Imprinted by Chapman. Puck came back to the line. Richard stands back at a point to LaRose down the right wing boards. In behind the net. Looking for Panaleev. Grigori Panalev worked it back to Richard, cuts in, back to the line. Lefebvre keys it up, winding, shooting, blocked by Ferguson, and then he popped Lefebvre right in the old bean. Mountain fresh grown bean right there, right hand, and knocked him down, and play moves on. 1:05 to go in the penalty to Barry Potomski. Centered the shot, and it was drilled just wide by Zoltak. He's been the man in the playoffs. A try by Richard, right on. Oh, and a terrific save. Jamie Storr showing us what could be in store if he continues to play like that.
That's the kind of goaltending that Rob Laird wanted to see, and boy, a couple good saves on deflections, and then what we haven't really seen in the last two games is a lot of physical stuff after the whistle. This has been a physical series as far as the hitting is concerned, but not a lot of stuff after the whistle as the guys break free eventually. But I tell you what, Patrice Lefebvre just sends this one across. It's a good one-timer and a deflection right in front by Zoltak, and can't get it by Storr. Storr covers it up. Look at the extension on Storr as he gets across that net. The puck missed the net, but I tell you what, if it would have been on net, it looks like he would have even got a piece of it. Jamie Storr moving very well laterally right at the beginning.
Sergei Zoltak, you talk about a guy on fire. This goes back to the regular season. Coming in a point streak, he scored 19 out of 20 games, 24 goals, 12 assists, 36 points. That's in 20 games, and he scored in all but one.
That's the kind of streak you want your players to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, and he's got it going into him. And he's got a point in each of the first two playoff games, including 2 goals in game 1 as the puck slicing up over the glass and out of play. And now Bill Bowler getting into it with Ken McRae. And Lefebvre has something to say also.
Well, you talk about streaks. And that man, Bill Bowler, had plenty of them this year as he led the rookie scoring. Lefebvre, leading scorer on the team. He led the team in assists and in points, and both of those were team records this year. As Lefebvre, he's a small guy, but you know what? People underestimate him. I tell you what, a guy like that who's so quick, you gotta catch him before you can hit him. And that's the thing, is nobody can catch him. The only way you hit him is along the boards if he's stationary, and that's very seldom.
No, and even though he's not the biggest guy in the world, he can play big. Not physically big, but he does take care of himself. He's not the guy you want grinding in the boards too much, but he is terrific winning the battle. He's not your most physical guy. Here's a puck down low for Joe Day. Worked it to Quinney. Slides it for Day, but that's knocked away, and the Roadrunners move out with it. Can they clear it? No. Held in by Lefebvre. Penalty down to 15 seconds. Puck back to the line. Here's Hoggood winding, shooting, Storr the save. Hit that crossbar, and then makes itself a little nest on top. Do you believe that one?
Well, that's the kind of things that you have to have happen as a goaltender to get a good streak going. You have to have a few breaks as well, and Jamie Storr gets a good break there. He gets most of it on the glove save. A good hard shot, and it's just a blast. But he gets a piece of it, and it flips right up in the air and then just settles on the crossbar and rolls onto the top of the mesh.
Let's face it, as you watch Hoggood again, let's face it though, Vegas has a better team, but Phoenix can play with them, and the way Phoenix can win hockey games is, as you say, play well, but also have a wee bit of luck.
Yeah, they're going to have to shut down, obviously, the scoring of Las Vegas, and a guy like Greg Hoggood, who this year was second in scoring for defensemen in the IHL, has a heck of a blast, and he teased one up right from the top of the circles, and he almost blew the glove right off of Jamie Storr, but he got enough of the puck to direct it up in the air and have it land on top of the crossbar. And you know, I was fortunate to have it land on top of the net instead of in the net, but like I said, those are the kind of breaks that a goaltender needs in order to get on a little bit of a streak.
We'll get our first look at Paul DiPietro taking a face-off. He had been up and down with the Houston Aeros in the IHL, between them and the Toronto Maple Leafs for the NHL, and then was traded at the training deadline for future considerations along with Mark Laniel. Just coming back from food poisoning. Here's a shot by Kelly, scores! Rob Kelly! Just as the power play had expired. 2-0 Phoenix.
Well, we all know that Las Vegas can be explosive, but Phoenix showing that they can be it as well as they work the puck around really nice. And finally, Cowie takes it in and blasts one on the glove side of Pokey Reddick. Pokey Reddick didn't appear to be ready for that one as he was back in his crease. But it's a give and go as Cowie breaks into the zone and he jams one underneath the glove of Reddick. Reddick sitting back a little bit in his net, and on the reverse angle, you see the good pass to Chevalier, and Cowie with a quick shot. A lot of times that's a key in scoring, is getting that good quick shot away. You see Reddick moving and not out far enough and can't scoop up that puck as it finds the bottom of the net, and a 2-0 score for Phoenix.
They have come out, and it really taken play to Las Vegas. The Thunder, on the other hand, they've had a couple of chances, but Jamie Storr made some good saves. Puck is back to center. Paul DiPietro turned it to Quinney. Across the line. Quinney cutting right in on goal. Shoots! And it was blocked. Sarowick looking for DiPietro. He tried to center it. DiPietro trying to pick the pocket of Shargorodsky. It was shot out at center. Sarowick worked it to center for Ken Quinney. He'd been bothered by a hip injury. Missed several games with that hip injury, but is healthy for the playoffs, and a healthy Ken Quinney means a lot for this Las Vegas hockey club. Pocket center. As the crowd yelling, "Pokey, Pokey," trying to get under him. Phoenix has gotten under him twice for a 2-goal lead. Puck shot down the ice. Icing indicated as Soleil goes back. And the face-off will be brought back into the Phoenix zone. 10:26 to go in the first. 2-0 Roadrunners.
You talked about the fans trying to get on Pokey Reddick. Well, when I'm in Moncton a few years back, and I believe it was the playoffs, they were really working him, really giving it to him. And so before the game, on one of the games, he went up into the stands and he put Vaseline on their seats because they're season ticket holders, and they're always coming back. Well, they got him back because before one of the games where he was backing up, they came down and put some on his seat, and he got nailed. It's kind of a funny thing.
Well, now he has the last laugh. There's a penalty coming up, and it has been whistled to Phoenix. Brent Grieve for elbowing. And so now Las Vegas will go back on the power play.
Brent Grieve will be our first intermission guest. Has a seat in the penalty box. He gets his elbow up a little too high on that play. And so Las Vegas will have a chance to really get their big guns going here on this power play. Lefebvre at the point with Ricciardo, you're going to look at them just to fire that puck at the net and have a guy sitting high in the slot for the rebound.
There's nobody better than Jean-Marc Richard at the point. He can really ride. Here comes Ferguson, short-handed, shoots, and Reddick made the save, and heads up. It was a heat-seeking missile into the crowd, and everybody getting out of the way, or maybe not everybody. Somebody took it off the shoulder.
Well, Reddick made first save, and the fan up there made the other one as he took one high in the collarbone area, but looks like he'll be all right. But what a blast, as Phoenix showing that even on that penalty kill, they've got something left over to come down and put some good shots on Pokey Reddick. Phoenix, one of the only teams to give up a shorthanded goal this playoff season, trying to get one of themselves.
Robbie Laird's team has had a 2-goal lead. They led 3-1 in game number 1. But then 4 unanswered goals put an end to that.
And that's where the importance of staying a good, consistent defensive game for Phoenix is going to be important, because Las Vegas is very explosive. They can really hurt you in 1 or 2 shifts.
Soleil has a minute 40 to work on the power play. Gets it to center for Quinney. It's turned around, though, and shot in by Gary Shuchuk. Reddick came out of the net and hands to Soleil. And Hawgood moves it up ice. Greg Hawgood to Quinney. Across the line, belted by Cowie. Turned along the near boards. Some banging going on between Darren Banks and Rob Cowie. Puck shot the length of the ice. Soleil trying to chip it ahead. He's watched by Shuchuk. Power play down to a minute 10, and Las Vegas turns it around. Hawgood. The cross-ice pass, waiting for Bill Bowler. Wrapped it ahead for Banks. Banks in after, down into the corner. LaRouche stayed with him. Puck knocked down. It was centered. Bowler cuts in. Fanned on the shot. Loose in the slot. Cleared. Banks trying to get in there to dig it out. But there is Jan Vopat to clear it. Power play down to 45 seconds. Bowler to the corner. Behind the net for Quinney. Trying to move around Blomstead. Blomstead falls on top of the puck, and that could very easily be a 2-minute minor, but no, they got 3 Las Vegas Thunder players right there to have a look at things, and that'll bring a face-off into the Phoenix zone with 36 seconds remaining in the minor to Brent Grieve.
You know, you talk about Arto Blomstead. He's a big man, 6'3", 210. They look for him. He's got that big cannon of a shot. I tell you what, this guy, his shot's just not fast. It's what you call a heavy shot. He really lets her fly. he's really a threat to any penalty kill, as he can really wind it up.
Well, he's not a guy that had a terrific regular season, but he was unbelievable in the playoffs last year. In fact, in the playoffs last year, he had a 4-point game and finished the postseason with 9 points on 3 goals and 6 assists.
He averaged over a point a game in that playoff series, and really well.
Here's Bilesma scoring! Oh, do you believe it? A short-handed goal for Dan Bilesma, and Phoenix has taken a 3-0 lead in the first. And that might be it for Pokey Reddick.
Well, that's exactly what Phoenix needed to do. They needed to, and I'll quote Rob Laird, we'll have to do everything we can to get to Pokey Reddick. And that they have done. They have blasted 3 goals by Reddick, and he will leave the game. And Rick Knickel will come in. A great passing play. Cowie beats it over, and they just blasted by Reddick, who again is sitting on his goal line. A very something you just don't see very often from Pokey Reddick. Usually he's way out there challenging, known for his challenging ability, and he is way back in his net on that one.
You said that Phoenix was throwing everything at him. Watch this. I bet you a kitchen sink comes at him right here.
Well, there's players, pucks, and yeah, maybe even that. As Reddick really was pushed back into his net there. And it's tough. I tell you what, when you see 2 or 3 players coming at you like that, it's hard to stay right up there and cut down that angle. And he fell right back into his net. Tell you what a blast.
Now, Rick Knickel, 36 years of age, was picked up from the Detroit Vipers. I'll tell you, this is a guy, I like the acquisition. He's a guy that Freak comes in now. He knows really there's no pressure here. He's just going to play his game and try and hold his team in it, as he knows his team can explode for goals. This is far from over, and the veteran netminder is going to try to settle things down in the pipes. Power play is over, and Brent Grieve is back out on the ice. Knickel came out for Sorowick. Sorowick. Pass came to center. And into the Phoenix zone, and Blomsten is back. Arno Blomsten playing peekaboo with Sergei Zholtok. Pass came to Devin Edgerton, and it's knocked away by Lefebvre. Here come the Thunder. Zholtok trying to cut in. That's knocked away by Edgerton. And they move it away, and here come the Phoenix Roadrunners. Down the left side, Hoggood trying to clear back to the line. Berg held it in. Now it's centered by Tomlinson. Back to the line, it's Blaine Moore. For Guy LaRose. LaRose dumped the puck in. After it was Moore. He's tapped to the wall by Aki Berg. Battle for the puck came back to the line. Riccardi worked it down. In behind the net, it's Blaine Moore, who centered one, knocked away. Darren Banks in to have a look at things as he grinds it out in the corner with Devin Edgerton. Shargoronsky giving Banks all he can handle in the corner. Battle for the puck, it's in the scrum. Moore worked on by Shargoronsky. Here's a puck that is center, but tipped away, and the Roadrunners gently clear it to center, a la Dave Tomlinson, who's got a goal in the game. 7 minutes to go in the first. 3-0 Phoenix. Joe Day dumped it in. Puck was centered. Here's the chance. In front is Hoggood. Or actually, that was he that came in back door, and he fired it wide. Down the left side, LaRouche sends it back, and Chevalier turns. Chevalier into the slot. Back to Chapman. Shoots. Knickel with the save, and he'll hold on. Let's take timeout. 6:31 to go in the first. 3-1 Phoenix, and we'll be back.
A friend of mine.
Welcome back to Phoenix. They lead it 3-0, and Rick Knickel getting in there after Pokey Reddick was pulled, and he's getting tested right away as Chapman winds up and shoots one in there, and he makes the save. And a good save it was through a screen. I tell you what, his own player almost pushed him right out of there. You know what I think he wanted to do is just turn around and say hi to everyone back at home before he said, and now I'm going to make the save. A good job by Knickel staying with it. I tell you what, as a goaltender, the worst thing you can have happen is have your own player push you out of your own net, and he gets back in there and gets in his crouch and makes a save.
I've seen Dennis Savard score on Spinorama, but I've never seen a goaltender do the Spinorama.
It was a nice one. He made the save and a good tough shot through the screen. And right now, Phoenix playing smart hockey, taking shots from everywhere, and ones that are turning into goals for him.
McRae scores! 4-0 Phoenix.
I tell you what, McRae took a shot earlier in the game from the corner that almost scored on Pokey Reddick. And you talked about spinoramas a couple seconds ago, and he just did that, spun around and fired it at the net. And it's that kind of hockey that has Phoenix up 4-0. As McRae puts him up, it's his first goal of the playoffs. And it looks like Phoenix is getting scoring from everyone. A little miscommunication there, and they skate over the puck and just fires it upstairs on a screen. Knickel, who again, as well, was back in his net. Didn't look like he was out there challenging.
Folks, don't blink if you're at home. You're going to miss something. That's the way this hockey game is turning out. Here's a drive by Sorolik, stuck aside by Storr. Now it's Quinney turned it behind the net. And it's rolled away to Ken McRae. McRae steered it to center for Fopad. Knickel trying to knock it down. Hawkwood is there. Under 6 to play. Penalties were called on LaRouche and Riccardi. Just before that goal, it was a 4-on-4 goal, and we stay 4-on-4. Here come the Roadrunners. Puck shot in, stopped by Knickel. Fighting for it was Shuchuk. Went behind the net. Here's a wraparound, and Knickel had to get there to stop Craig Ferguson. So Rick Knickel, he has come in and has faced this buzzsaw offense of the Phoenix Roadrunners.
Well, the Phoenix Roadrunners had to come out, and they had to come out firing, and they did it against that man. Pokey Reddick started the game, but after 3 by him, he was out of the game, and he's not very happy about it. But Knickel comes in, and they get one by him just a couple minutes ago, and now Ferguson tries to wrap one in on Knickel, but he's quick to the post with that pad, and he makes a save as he's just trying to hold back the Phoenix Roadrunners enough so that Las Vegas can get their feet back under them. They knew that they were going to get stormed upon right at the start of this game, but I don't think they expected something like this.
Phoenix has the puck. Tomlinson a shot, a stick save by Knickel. Ruslan Soleil cleared to center. And up ice comes Jean-Marc Richard. Give it to DiPietro. Shoots, and a stick save made by Jamie Storr. That is just the 5th shot on goal by the Las Vegas Thunder. And we will have more IHL action from Phoenix when we return. The Roadrunners up 4-0. The game as Phoenix leads at 4-0.
The Polka Boys. They had a nice choreographed routine there. They've been practicing along with the Phoenix Roadrunners, it seems.
Oh well, it's 4-0. And I'll tell you what, crowd of around 7,000 here this evening, and if this remains the same, they're going to have a big crowd come for Game 4. Chapman out at center, and Shuchuk dumped it in. In after it, Ferguson trying to move it down. He's taken to the board by Richard. Ferguson fights some more for the loose puck. Looks in front, he's centered, shoots, and it was deflected away by Soleil. Irving takes the shoulder to him, and Soleil was bumped off, but the puck was turned around, and here comes Paul DiPietro. He'll bring it across the line, but it's cleared out at center. Soleil after it. He's blocked by Grieve, and the puck is cleared to neutral ice. Bill Bowler hits the line with DiPietro. DiPietro trying to cut in. That's chipped away, and Chargoronsky has it. Oleg Chargoronsky reverse to Berg. Aki Berg. Rolled to the near side, and LaRouche cleared to center. Here comes Chevalier with Green. Green on goal. He was boarded away. Sorolik stays with him and takes him to the wall. Panaleev turns it around. He came to center. Knocked away by Chevalier. Across the line, that is offsides. And play is whistled down. Well, if you're Robbie Laird, you've got to be happy about the way things have gone, because this line is not getting production from these guys, everybody else.
Yeah, if you're Chris McSorley, you can be very happy. As you said, Chris McSorley is a very animated coach, but a very soft-spoken guy off the ice. I'll tell you what, he's the winningest coach in ECHL history. 196 wins, 106 losses, 30 overtime losses. He's won 2 Riley Cups in the East Coast League, 93-94, 94-95, and also won back-to-back RHI championships, which is the roller hockey league. So he's won everywhere. He just wants to win the IHL as he moves up the ranks.
He was like that as a player. Very gritty, tough customer.
A lot like his brother.
Oh, maybe in some ways tougher. And I'm not even going to begin to debate on that. You know, anytime you ask brothers who's tougher, you only know what happens.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, exactly. Las Vegas with Schultock going back in behind the net, and he'll break it out. Long pass up the middle, intercepted, and it's picked up by Las Vegas and cleared. Schultock meanders at neutral ice. Across the line, gives to Panalea, but it was intercepted by Beilstein. At center for McCray, and it will bounce down to Rick Knickel. Thunder turn it around. Laniel's pass came to Sorowick, and it's right back to Mark Laniel. And he'll shoot the puck back down the ice. Hockey Byrne rolled it ahead. Tomlinson to Edgerton. He'll dump it in. Riccardi goes back. Riccardi rolled one near side. In there was Edgerton, pushed to the boards by Blaine Moore. And the Thunder have it out at center. And that's what they'll do. Thunder up the ice. But then it was knocked away. Blaine Moore brings it in. Moore turns with a drive, and he smacked it wide. And a penalty coming up. A delayed call. It's to the Phoenix Roadrunners. So to the bench comes Rick Knickel. Extra attacker out for Vegas. Puck is out at center, pushed by Shagorodsky, and that will bring a Las Vegas power play. It will be their 3rd power play of the evening, and they will, yes, get a crack at this dent that is 4-0 Phoenix.
Well, Shuchuk gets a roughing call, so he'll jump in the box. And you're right, we'll get to see that Las Vegas Thunder power play. And you know what? Right now, McSorley has to be thinking the best thing to do to the Phoenix Roadrunners right now is just to get a goal here and get back into this game. This is a game is long from over, I can tell you right now, with the kind of players that Las Vegas has.
Well, and both games, Las Vegas has used 4 unanswered goal rushes, spurts if you will, to come back and win the game. A 4-goal spurt here would tie it, but give them all the momentum in the world. So like you say, yeah, things far from over as Shuchuk in for Rutherford. Puck won by Phoenix and smacked the length of the ice by Cowie. And Lefebvre goes back. He's defensively paired with Jean-Marc Richard. Grigory Panalev is out there with Sergei Zholtok and Guy LaRose. Panalev brought it across the line, but I thought it was offside. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a late call. As Guy LaRose.
Las Vegas offside.
Here's Robbie Laird. He has won everywhere he has gone. He has done just a terrific job. Spent some time with the Washington Capitals as an assistant coach, but everywhere he's been terrific. Coached in the IHL with Fort Wayne, and of course here in Phoenix he's played in this IHL as well. Plus in the American Hockey League he coached for Baltimore and Moncton. Has yet to win an IHL championship, but his team up 4-0 in this game, trailing 2-0 in this best-of-5 series. Puck back at center ice. Panalea went rink wide, and it's shot in. Vegas on the power play for a minute and a half, and the puck is cleared out at center. Now after it is Tomlinson. He's in a battle with Lefebvre, but Lefebvre got back. Patrice Lefebvre turned it behind the cage, and away comes Richard. Give it to Panalea. Through the neutral zone, across the line. Dropped it back. Here comes Guy LaRose, busting down the right wing. He centered it, but right to a Phoenix Roadrunner. That was Steve LaRouche. 1:07 to go in the power play. A minute and a half to go in the first. LaRouche rolled one to Edgerton. He'll turn left side. Phoenix has a shorthanded goal in this hockey game. Schultock has it in behind the net, plays peekaboo with LaRouche, and he'll come out. The pass at center, and it's turned around as Edgerton trying to blast one in. Turned away by Soroik, and up ice come the Las Vegas Thunder. Jeff Soroik, give it to Bowler, across the line. Turned it for Joe Day, but it's cleared by Phoenix, and it's right back down the ice. Rick Knickel came out of the net, and it's turned away by the Las Vegas Thunder. Out at center, scampering is Jeff Soroik. Hits the line. Soroik had it tipped away. Here comes Ken McCray. Short-handed, across the line. Centered one for Biles, but bounced down. Knickel chipped it away. And Hoggood is back. Greg Hoggood gives to Clinty. He'll roll one into the Phoenix zone. Storr got out of the net. He'll turn and flip the puck himself to the line and down the ice. So Jamie Storr, who's faced just 5 shots all in the first period, also good with a stick. 20 seconds to go in the period. Shuchuk had it knocked away by Bowler. Give to Quinney. Right side for Joe Day, busting in with 10 seconds to go in the period. Day trying to center one. It was knocked away by Berg. To Riccardi, he centered one that was knocked free. Down to 3 seconds. Puck in the corner. And then Joe Day with a penalty. As the buzzer sounds, checking from behind, or boarding, what have you. It will be a 2-minute minor to Joe Day and the Phoenix Roadrunners. Look at this crowd. They are on their feet in Phoenix. And let's take a look at the scoring summary brought to you by the Discover card. Dave Tomlinson at 5:22, his first of the playoffs from Arno Blomsten and Devin Edgerton. Phoenix led at 1-0. They made it 2-0. Rob Cowie, his first from Chevalier and from Chapman. 2-0 Phoenix. Make it 3-0. Bilesma, first of the playoffs from Cowie. You think that's it? Nope. We've got some lovely parting gifts. 4-0 Phoenix. Ken McCray, his first from Arno Blomsten. And the Phoenix Roadrunners lead it by a score of 4-0. When we return, we will chat with Brent Grieve of Phoenix right after this.
The Chicago Blackhawks March 20th, and he joins me in the first intermission here. And Brent, what a pace.
Welcome back, Adam Gordon, along with Mike Greenlay. And, you know, we had a chance to sit down and chat just a little bit about what we expected tonight. This is not what we talked about today.
This is far from it. We didn't actually expect 4-0 by either team. And all of a sudden, Phoenix comes out and storms the net. And it's funny that Rob Laird mentioned that. He said, we got to get to Pokey Reddick. And that they did. They got to him early. And, of course, Rick Knickel came in, and they got one by him as well. So, really, they dominated that period. And something that we don't see very often, Las Vegas kind of sitting back on their heels.
Well, and we talked about the fact that Rob Laird wanted to see some balanced scoring, and Dave Tomlinson said, all right, I'll step up.
Yeah, he does. He jumps in there with a great deflection. Arno Blomsten just gets it to the net. That's important. And then Tomlinson, who's a big man screening Pokey Reddick, deflects it between his legs. A great goal. That started it off. But then Rob Cowie gets a feed from Chevalier, and he just dumps it low glove side on Pokey Reddick. A good job by Cowie, and they lead it 2-0. But that's short-lived as they get another goal. Cowie again starting the rush. Up they come. And I tell you what, these guys have not stopped all period. And by this time, they're looking a little peppered, Pokey Reddick is at least, and they really drive in there and blast one upstairs. And then the fourth one, of course, right over the top of the shoulder of Knickel. A great period for Phoenix, and they didn't stop.
So the 4-0 lead stacks up like this. Shots on goal 13-5 in favor of Phoenix, 12-6 in the scoring chances, and 5 penalties for 10 minutes for Phoenix, 4 for 8 for the Las Vegas Thunder. When we return, the second period, we'll have all that right after this. Just picked up a penalty at the 20-minute mark for boarding, and the Phoenix Roadrunners will get power play opportunity number 2. They scored on their only one of the first period as Joe Day in the box. Here we go. LaRouche with Chevalier and Grieve. Defensively, Jan Vopat. Along with Rob Cowie. For the Las Vegas Thunder, they will come out with Patrice Fay and Ken Quinney, Jean-Marc Richard, and Ruslan Saleh defensively. Phoenix starts out on the power play. Cowie, he'll dump the puck in. Knickel comes out. He'll slow the puck to the near side. Quinney is there, and Quinney will just flip that the length of the ice and do more. Oh, man, and it hit a fan. He wasn't paying attention. Oh, I hope she's all right. No. She wasn't paying attention, and it caught her right in the head. And they're getting security down there in a hurry.
That's the worst thing you can do in a hockey game is talk to your friends. You got to follow the play, and you can turn your head once and the puck can be sailing through the crowd.
Well, and the thing about it in Phoenix, not only do they have the low glass along the sideboards, but the benches or the seats are raised up. I mean, it is prime for picking off in this building. You've got to be alert at all times. I hope she's all right. Puck came out at center. Here comes Brent Grieve. For Phoenix across the line, shoots, went upstairs, missed the net. Puck here on near side, and it's jumped on by Phoenix. Cleared along there, Chevalier was in there for Grieve. Loosened up in the corner, worked it behind the net for Chevalier with 1:14 on the power play. Getting set, here's the puck back to LaRouche. Steve LaRouche to Jan Vopak. Back to LaRouche. He'll get set. Chipped it down to the corner, but there were the Thunder to clear it right back down the ice. A minute to go in the man advantage. And now we've got a whistle.
Looks like a... I thought it was a piece of glass out for a second there, but I don't know.
I have no idea what this call is.
There might be a broken piece of glass in the corner as there was a hit down there, and that's where everyone's looking, but there's a lot of finger pointing going on right now as they all try and sort it out.
I wonder if the referees forgot that there was a power play on and called icing.
I think this is a check on Chevalier as it's a good hit, and there goes the pane of glass as it falls right into the stands, and from our angle it's right in the corner, so it looks like there's glass there, but obviously there isn't, and they're gonna have to fix that up before they get going again.
I had better correct myself. I was saying that maybe the linesman missed the icing call, but no, good job, they didn't. Because you know, we get on the officiating sometimes and we never correct our mistakes when we make them, so there.
And boy, what a kudos to the crew here. They got that glass in pretty fast. They popped it right back in.
Boy, that's quicker than I ate my pregame meal. As Shutchuk cuts in. Shutchuk behind the net. Worked it back to the line. Good puck movement by Phoenix. Shargaronsky slams it down. Laniel was there. He ties up LaRouche. They're skate to skate along the boards. Shutchuk worked it back to the line. Blomstead, barely held it in. Gives it down to Devin Edgerton. Back to the line, but back to play it was Blaine Moore. And he'll move it up ice. Lead pass misses Bowler. It'll go down the ice to Jamie Storr. Faced 5 shots in that first period. Center ice, Shutchuk. Had it go off him. No, I guess they say it didn't go off him. Now they wave it off. Tomlinson cuts in, centered one. Went over to Sergei Zholtok, cleared to the line. Shargaronsky held second effort out at center. Here come the Thunder, Panalev. Worked it to Day, who's out of the penalty box. Blomstead takes Panalev to the wall. It came out in front of the shot, and it was chipped just high by Greg Hawgood. He had a terrific chance on the far circle, but he let it go over the glass and out of play.
Greg Hawgood this year had a plus 23 rating, and he finished second in league scoring for defensemen, and he gets a great opportunity down low and just chips it a little too high. That might have even caught a little bit of pipe as it went up over top of Storr. It's a good play by Joe Day to get it down, and Hawgood's all alone, and no, it just jumped right off his stick right into the stands. I know he'd like to have that one back. He really quarterbacks a lot of plays out there, and I'm not just talking about the power play. He'll be our second intermission guest, by the way, and maybe we'll even have a chance to ask him about that play.
Well, he's the Governor Award winner for most outstanding defenseman in the IHL. And I'll tell you, Bob Strum went after him hard. I mean, maybe as hard as any player he's gone after, and he's been rewarded. Finished second in scoring behind Dan Lambert of Los Angeles. Puck came out at center for Zholtok. Now Hawgood across the line. Hawgood lets the shot go, blocked by Chapman. It came back out at center. Thunder turn it around. Hawgood, forecheck by Bilesma, and it's moved to center ice. Zholtok scraped away. Hawgood smacked it ahead. It went off the stick of Grieve. Here come the Thunder across the line. Soroik gives to Zholtok, knocked away, and here come the Phoenix Roadrunners in transition. Pass came to McRae. Across the line. McRae moving in. He centered. Oh, and Pinnacle got there, but so did Bilesma. Puck went behind the net. Battle for it. Grieve and Panalev. Panalev being worked on a little bit there. It squirms out, and Hawgood takes over. 3 minutes gone. A little over 3 minutes gone in the second period. 4-0 Phoenix.
LaRouche will go back. Steve LaRouche to center for Chevalier. Moving across the line. Now LaRouche barreling in on goal. Centered one, hit the side of the net. Greven behind the cage. He's tied up by Richard. Chevalier throws his body around. Chevalier centered. LaRouche turning with a shot. That was flung just wide of the net. Chargoronsky right wing boards. Knickel turned it away. It came behind the net. Chevalier trying to dig it out, but the Thunder have it. They'll romp to center ice. Lefebvre gives the puck ahead. Here comes Lefebvre. A centering pass. That was knocked away by Chargoronsky as it came behind DiPietro, and away come the Phoenix Roadrunners, but a bad pass by Chargoronsky's knocked back. Ken Twinney across the line. Hooks in front. He's good to the boards, though. Big hit by Alfie. Puck came out in front. DiPietro baseball back one just wide of the net. Centered, but it went all the way back down the ice. Puck goes down the ice as Soleil touches icing to call, and we take time out. 15:42 to go in the second. The Roadrunners have a 4-0 lead.
When the presence is felt, check out what he's wearing. You get robbed by a masked man. Remember what he's wearing. The names wear.
Here's your chance to own the authentic apparel worn by IHL players, coaches, and staff on and off the ice. Team issue. Items available include game and replica jerseys from Bauer, the player's jacket by Starter, CCM official team caps, the locker room tee and sweatshirt from Logo Athletic, and a washed twill cap by Grossman Cap. Call 1-800-893-THE-I to place your order or to receive a free full-color brochure. You can also check us out on the internet. Team issue, the official gear of the I generation.
Welcome back to the War Memorial Coliseum in Arizona, and you can tell what the fans are thinking. They want their Roadrunners to stay right here in Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of talk about where they, with the Coyotes coming in from Winnipeg, where will they play? The icing call was a mistake, they say, and they faced it off at center ice, and the Thunder turn it around. Here come the Thunder. Puck is knocked away. And it's out at center. Shuchuk. Bring it across the line. Shuchuk turned it back. It came to the right side. A shot by Edgerton was cranked wide of the net. And out at center it comes. Hockey Bird. Floats one into the Las Vegas zone. Turned around by Riccardi. Across the line. Bowler to Jose. Went off his skates. Here's Blainmore right in. Centered. And it went off the stick of Day. And it's cleared by Potomski. Across the line, it's Dan Bilesman trying to shake off a Riccardi check. Out of the near side, puck was centered. Here is Laniel that steers one away. Back to the line, Blomstead. Pitching down left wing, Laniel took it away from Las Vegas, but it came right back to Ken McRae. Center, Potomski tees it up, but he lost the handle. McRae's got a chance, shoots, and Locker save made by Knickel. Puck came near side for McRae. And it's clear but not out. Held in by Phoenix, but now Joe Day was able to redirect it to neutral ice. Blomstead trying to backhand one into the Las Vegas zone, and the Thunder have it, trailing 4-0. Kopat shoots the puck in. Riccardi goes back. Sounds like something I want after the game. A nice ice-cold Riccardi breezer or something like that. Puck to the corner for LaRouche. Long shot, hooked wide of the net. We've got a delayed penalty coming up to the Las Vegas Thunder. Cowley pinching. Storr comes to the bench. Puck came out at center, but the Thunder will try to get there, but Jan Bopat has it. Bopat, a headband pass across the line. Chevalier, he dumped it in, and that will be the penalty. Jan Bopat tripped up Guy LaRose. Will that bring a call? We'll see. The original penalty was coming to Las Vegas, but Greg Kimmerly, our referee, they have 4. Yeah, and there goes Bopat to the box.
Well, it was hard to see what happened, but Bopat somehow just mowed down the Las Vegas Thunder player, Guy LaRose. Came up right from behind and hammered him. And whether it was intentional or not, is besides the question, and he goes to the box, and Laniel will get the slashing call for Las Vegas. So it appeared, Adam, as you were just about to say, it appears that it looks like they're going to even right up here. That's all I was going to say. How you doing? Oh, I thought I could read. You can't read my mind. Come on, I can't even read my mind. I'll see if you can read mine. I think it's going to be a pretty fast action right here. We have a 4 on the 4, something we haven't seen yet this game, and naturally it'll open things up a bit. We have some speedsters out there right now.
Steve LaRouche trying to win the draw from Zoltok. Not going to happen. Turn behind the net for Heroic. With the absence of Darcy Lowen, you would think Chris McSorley would be concerned about face-offs because Lowen was one of his best in key situations, but he's pretty stacked at center. He's got Lefebvre and Zoltok that can do the job, and Paul DiPietro is no slouch either if he wants to throw him in for a big face-off. Puck is controlled by Cowie. It skipped over his stick. He had to go back, retrieve, and fling it at center. Hoggood turns in his own end. Here is Heroic. Steers one for Hoggood. He'll lead the rush across the line. Hoggood dumped the puck in out of the net store. He'll knock it down. Still, he's faced just 5 shots. Las Vegas yet to put a shot on him in the second period. Zoltok. Right side, Heroic shoots. There's the save made by Store. Puck picked up by Zoltok. Getting set, right wing. He'll cut in. Zoltok, reading on goal. Look at him. Oh, what a stop in front. Zoltok was dangling like a pair of fuzzy knives from a Chevy, but it was stopped in there by goaltender Jamie Store. Now, Cowie the other way. Shoots. Oh, a terrific kick save made by Rick Pinnacle. And it's out at center. So both goaltenders had to stand on their heads to make a save. And the puck is turned around. Ferguson to the right side. Out at center, Soleil. Threw it off the skates of Lefebvre. That is offsides. We take timeout. 12-11 to go in the second period. The Phoenix Roadrunners leading by a score of 4-0. Don't go away. It just gets better, folks.
They say that man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive money back based on your annual level of purchases. The more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Hi, I'm Linda Carter, and I'm here to tell you why ordering your contact lenses direct from Lens Express is
such a great idea.
We're America's largest contact lens replacement service. Call now for a free catalog and save up to 50% by ordering direct from Lens Express.
And I get the exact lenses my doctor prescribed or my money back. Now that's
what I call service. I couldn't do without
Lens Express.
Call this number now for a free Lens Express catalog.
Welcome back to Arizona War Memorial Coliseum. It's 4-0 Roadrunners as Zoltok tries to slide one by Store, but a good toe save as the rebound comes out in front and is eventually cleared. That's only the first shot Jimmy Store has faced this period, 6 for the whole game.
Here come the runners again. Ferguson to drive, and Knickel got a knuckle on it. Here's the puck. Corner for Soleil. And it's Lefebvre turning in his own end. Ruslan Soleil across the line. And it goes out of play. 11:40 to go in the second. 4-0 Phoenix.
A good save by Store as he just directs it over the glass. I'll tell you what, right now, the Las Vegas Thunder cannot get any pressure on that man, Jamie Store, right now. But at the other end, they're just blasting away at Rick Knickel as he gets his blocker on that one and steers it away. But Rick Knickel's seen a lot of work since he's gotten in there, as did Pokey Reddick early. And, you know, this is very uncharacteristic of Las Vegas to only have 6 shots to this point in the game. And I'm quite surprised, to be quite honest. I'm sure Pokey Reddick, who saw that barrage early, would like to have a few of those back.
I think he will probably, and I'm just speculating, will get the chance in Game 4 to avenge himself. He has been tabbed as the goaltender for the playoff until otherwise noted, and even though Knickel has played well in settling things down, Polky will be the guy in Game 4.
The Las Vegas Thunder have averaged 34 shots, 34 and a half shots, I suppose, per game. And tonight only have 6 to this point. I'm sure Chris McSorley is going to do some revamping on that bench, maybe as far as lines are concerned.
At center, here comes Joe Day. Down the left side to Darren Banks. Centered one, chipped away. Puck came near boards. Laniel steered one in there, and Jamie Storr was there. We talked about at the top of the telecast how important this crowd is. About 7,000 here tonight, and they are into this hockey game, and they are as loud as I've heard them.
Well, they want to see their team win. But that man right there, Mark Laniel, who was a former Houston Arrow this year, came over in the trade with Paul DiPietro, has had a pretty good time in Las Vegas since he's been here. Chris McSorley's very happy with him. He likes his style. And it was funny, he said, you know what, being a goaltender, you'd probably like him too, just because he likes to take care of his own end, along with having great offensive skills.
Mark Laniel is one of those guys. He's a very smart player, and we talked about it. I think outside of Jeff Riccardi, everybody in the lineup is really mobile. Laniel just adds that element, especially that was something that Chris McSorley wanted heading into the playoffs. He now has 5 very mobile, offensive-minded defensemen, but at the same point, Laniel's the guy that doesn't mind coming back and making a big play defensively for you. Puck to the corner, jammed along there. Shewchuk was shouldered off by Moore. They battle some more. And there, Joe Day. Skate the skate along the wall. They continue to grind it out. It came out in front. Shewchuk is there. Shewchuk at center. Bring it across the right side. Edgerton lost the puck. And it rolled down. We got another penalty coming up to Las Vegas as Tomlinson was tripped up by Blaine Moore, I believe. And Moore is going to pick up a hooking minor with 10:38 to go in the second. And a 4-0 Phoenix lead.
Well, Las Vegas is doing everything they can to slow down people like Devin Edgerton, who are just flying tonight, as well as all the other Phoenix Roadrunners. Devin Edgerton, of course, led the Phoenix Roadrunners this year in points with 34 goals. He had an assist in Game 1, but he had to sit out in Game 2 because of a hamstring pull. And I talked to him this morning, and we asked Adam Bolt and I was standing there. He wasn't dressed. He said, hey, why aren't you going on the ice? He said, I'm going to ride the bike, give my leg a little bit of rest, see if I can come out and do something tonight. And he did. He got an assist on the first goal and has played a pretty strong game.
He's not the only one that won a Turner Cup with you. The guy about to make the face-off, Steve LaRouche.
Yeah, he was on the same team. Heck of a player.
Yep. Here's a puck near side, and it's stripped away. Thunder bring it out shorthanded. Sholtok past Panalev. Made that step, and down he went.
I'll tell you what, I think the sniper in the 4th row got him. It looked like he stepped on a landmine when he way up in the air there, and the rest of his team went over the line without him.
Had a hand grenade that Schwarzkopf wouldn't dive on.
Might have even been tripped on the play as, no, just trying to stay away from that swatting stick and just lost his balance as he went down. And you know what I think he's doing? He's trying to copy those guys that were up in the stands earlier.
The Polka Boys.
The Polka Boys.
Sure, why not? Actually, I think he was just trying to imitate me after a game, dancing around. Here's a puck in behind the net, jammed away by Richard. Worked back out at center, and Cowie is there. Forecheck Sholtok gives to Brent Reeve, and the Phoenix Roadrunners across the line. Chevalier's got LaRouche all alone, but Panalev came back. Puck in the corner. Soleil is in there. Ruslan Soleil turned around, and up ice comes Sholtok. You know, it took Las Vegas 39 minutes or so before they scored their first goal in Game 2, but when they did, the floodgates opened, and they won it 4-1. So this thing is not over. Puck is in the Las Vegas zone, and behind the net, Chevalier. Spun off by Riccardi. Came to the near side, battling with LaRouche. Flipped out at center. Power play down to 35 seconds, and the puck is back into the Phoenix zone, and Jamie Storr comes out. He will roll it to the near side, and Rob Cowie will move it up. Cowie to center for Shewchuk. The kid can wheel across the line. Winding, shooting. And he let a bullet go just wide of the net. Down to the near side. And there was Edgerton battling with Quinney. Loosened up by Edgerton. Worked it back to the line, but it came out at center, and Shargoronsky will regroup.
Blomstead ripped it in there. Laniel will turn. He's belted along the boards. And the Thunder trying to clear as the penalty is over. Teams are at 5 aside, and out at center is Blaine Moore. That should have been a two-line pass, but the linesman says no, it was deflected. Moore left side. He centered one. Edgerton was there, and he will clear out at neutral ice. 8:23 to go in the second. 4-0 Phoenix. Across the line, Bowler lost the puck, and here comes Shuchuk. Lead pass ahead. Edgerton hits the line, winding, shooting. Critical. A right pad save, and it's turned away by the Thunder and down the ice. Icing is indicated, and Shargaronsky will go back. He will touch, and he will draw the icing call. 8:07 to go in the second period. The Roadrunners lead it by a score of 4-0. More IHL Turner Cup action right after this.
Hello. How's your bud ice? Doobie.
It's the third one tonight.
It's okay. The police are tracing the call.
Hello.
This is the police. Those calls are coming from inside the house. Repeat, those calls are coming from inside the house.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware of the penguins.
Sir? Sir?
Just coffee again?
We missed the bus.
Your daily game plan isn't always what you expect.
Donut?
My office, 5 minutes. I'm not a special.
Hey, nice report. Got another one for you. So sharpen your nutritional edge.
Need another week.
With Neutralite Vitamin.
Honey, Mom's here.
Neutralite from Amway for your day on the ice.
A 4-0 Phoenix lead, and we were talking about how this Phoenix crowd would love to see the Roadrunners stay. Lyle Abraham is the owner of the Phoenix Roadrunners, and he is in negotiations with this building, the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And I'll tell you what, they're close to getting a deal done. They feel, after all the research that they've done, they can compete with the Coyotes.
I don't see why not. From looking at the support they've had this year and the fact that it's a good family outing at a good price.
As Storr makes the save. Exactly. You know, you can compare it even in sponsorship dollars, because sponsors will spend 10 times as much to get the same kind of sponsorship at the NHL level. And here you've got an average of 7,000 to 8,000 fans a night that doesn't cost you nearly. So when you kind of get cost per point, which is totally out of my element, but I don't know much about, you would think, though, that the Phoenix Roadrunners are the place to go.
Well, the Roadrunners will try and be the real Roadrunners when the Coyotes come here. And
that just opens up so many marketing ideas.
I mean, I don't know if that was done on purpose, but the irony in that is just too funny.
Oh, I love it. And it's funny because, you know, I've been doing games in this building for a while, and I've never seen them go to the Warner Brother cartoons on the telescreen here until this had finally been a done deal. And they're showing the Coyote getting his just dessert from the Roadrunner. I just love irony. And here's irony coming down the left wing. It's Edgerton shoots. Oh, a terrific save made by Pinnacle. And a slashing liner coming up to the Phoenix Roadrunners.
Well, Devin Edgerton does get the step on the Las Vegas player down the wing there. And he gets a great shot on goal as well. But not before he's chopped. And so Rick Knickel will have to make some more big saves. As Devin Edgerton gets by strong and just runs down the right left wing, and he'll get a good shot on goal. And tell you what, that had to hurt because that was a two-hander. Brock just loses the puck, and Edgerton's off to the races. The leading scorer during the season for the Phoenix Roadrunners, as he gets chopped across the back of the leg, and there's not that much padding on the back of the pants, but he'll be okay, and he'll be even better if they can score on this power play.
Face off right side of Rick Knickel, Larouche, Chevalier, and Greaves. Puck is picked up by Vegas. Can they clear it? Yes, they will. That'll go down the ice. And the amazing thing about tonight's game, outside of Chevalier getting an assist tonight, Greaves not on the board. Neither Larouche. So the balanced attack has been in the favor for Phoenix. They lead at 4-0. And they get another crack on the power play.
it goes down. Fourth of the night. Roadrunners up ice. Bopat cranked one in there. That'll trickle down. Kanickle. Oh, man. He thought Bopat was just dumping it in. It hit a teammate's skate, and Kanickle had to dive back and cover up the pipes in a hurry.
We've seen a lot of goals go off the partitions in the glass and end up on net into an open net. Well, this one goes off the back of his own player, Chevalier, as he dumps it in and almost fools Kanickle as he gets scrambles across the bottom of the crease and covers that one up.
Face-off to the left of Rick Kanickle. Jan Bopat has been a guy that played in all the games so far in this playoff series and having a decent game tonight for Phoenix. They needed one from him, and he's responded. In fact, when Robbie Laird walked into the locker room and went to his 18 guys night and asked them to have the game of their life, they listened. So I see 6:55 to go. Puck is dumped in. Kanickle will catch it on a hop and hold on. You know, it's amazing. You look at this hockey club, the Phoenix Roadrunners, and the way they have played Las Vegas in the past. Las Vegas, especially last year, would intimidate you with the physical style of play, and Phoenix would get into it pretty good last year. I'm surprised in the sense you look at this game, it's 4-0. Las Vegas is playing hockey, which is good. They're not resorting into the tactics you might have seen from them last year, which was a very intimidating physical style.
Well, I think Chris McSorley knows that he can win a game by just playing Las Vegas hockey. And in doing so, he doesn't want to spend the night in the box, especially in this barn, as Phoenix has shown they can move the puck around well.
No, and he also knows, and we talked about it, he knows his troops can come back. He's got enough firepower. This is nothing to him.
He's got it on both ends, on the forward lines and the defensive line.
Power play down to 50 seconds for Phoenix. Oleg Shagorotsky starts it out of his zone. Lead pass, and here come the runners. Shoots right in. And center to Edgerton. He was spun off. Shagorotsky tees up, shoots, scores! 5-0 Phoenix. A power play goal. It was deflected in front.
Well, we talked a lot about just getting that puck on net. That's what they did again. Shagorotsky with a blast. It finds the mark. It could have been deflected in front by Edgerton, but I'm not too sure. We'll see what the official score is, but regardless, Phoenix Roadrunners go up 5-0 and are running away with this one.
Let's see how it transpired, Greener, with Edgerton in front.
It's a good shot, and it does look like Edgerton, who has very good hand-eye coordination, just directs it down past Kanickle, and that, as a goaltender, that's one of the toughest saves to make. Something that changes direction right in front of you. From the goalie cam, you see it drop right down and slide right by his right pad into the net. A 5-0 score. If you'd have bet me any amount of money in the world that this would have been the score, I would have taken that bet, or I wouldn't have taken that bet, rather. 5-0 Roadrunners, who are really turning the tables on the Las Vegas Thunder.
So they'll face it off at center, and this place is going nuts. And so they should. Edgerton getting his first goal of the playoffs. And it's Rob Cowie back in his own end. Has his knockout at center. Here comes Barry Potomski across the line. Potomski down left wing. Keys it on goal. Center. And McCrank couldn't pull the trigger. Centered again, but kicked away. And the Thunder are out of neutral ice. McCarty to Panaleo. Knocked away, and the Roadrunners shoot it back down the ice. Potomski after it. Trying to beat Laniel to the puck. Potomski's in there. Pushed to the wall by Laniel. They grapple for it. And away comes Las Vegas Showtime. Pass play more. Knocked away. And Bilesma steers it in. Laniel at his end. Scampers the center. Lead pass. Chipped away by Panaleo. Shagorotsky goes back. Oleg Shagorotsky redirects near side for Chevalier and up ice. Here come the Roadrunners Lefty Bird dropped it back. The shot stopped by Pinnacle. 22-9. Phoenix out shooting the Las Vegas Thunder. An offsides call, and we'll take a timeout. 5:07 to go in the second period, and the Runners running away with this one.
Hello?
How's your butt ice? Doobie.
It's the third one tonight.
It's okay. The police are tracing the call. Hello?
This is the police. Those calls are coming from inside the house. Repeat, those calls are coming from inside the house.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Sir? Sir?
Just coffee again?
We missed the bus.
Your daily game plan isn't always what you expect.
Donut?
My office, 5 minutes. I'm not a special.
Hey, nice report. Got another one for you. So sharpen your nutritional edge.
Be another week.
With Neutralite Vitamin.
Honey, Mom's here.
Neutralite from Amway for your day on the ice.
5-0 Phoenix. And that look on Chris McSorley's face, I think, says it all. He's as shocked as everybody.
Well, when I talked to him before the game, we were talking a lot about what kind of style he's going to play, what kind of style Las Vegas plays. And one of his big things was the transition game. He says it's one of his big successes. But obviously, Phoenix has shut that down because they just can't get any offense right now.
Well, you know what else Phoenix has done terrific tonight? Very limited turnovers. They've made very few mistakes. And that's key against a team like this. And we're going to get a penalty coming up. I think, are they calling Darren Banks? Banks ran into Stewart, but he was pushed in by a Roadrunner. And now everything getting fired up here. Darren Banks can bank on maybe going to the box.
Well, he did get in the crease, and he did get him behind Storr. Whether he was pushed or not is the question. But I wouldn't put it past him just to kind of float around in there anyways and kind of hope to be pushed into him. Trying to stir things up, maybe get Jamie Storr off his game. But hey, even if he was off his game, I don't think the score would be too much different. The Las Vegas Thunder really haven't put a lot of pressure on him as Banks goes to the box for interference, and Phoenix once again will get to try to get a chance at up on the score.
As far as Jamie Storr is concerned, we were talking about the mental side. I guess we can forget about that, the way he's played tonight.
Oh yeah, and there's so many factors. We talked about a couple of them. The fact that he's a young goaltender, the fact that he was off for a little while because of death in the family, and the fact that he the last game he played in his regular season, he had pulled his groin. So I mean, all these things come into play with a young goaltender. He's handled himself very well and shown that his mental concentration is right up there where it needs to be.
Well, and you talk about Phoenix in their goaltending. They are young. We talked about Storr at 20. Well, Beaubien, who's the backup tonight, Frederic Beaubien, is 21. And he played very well in games 1 and 2. Just didn't get the fate that maybe he deserved. It is Blomsten to center. It'll go down the ice. Laniel gives chase. Power play on for Phoenix, but it is an icing call with 4:15 to go. 5-0 Phoenix, 1:29 left in the Darren Banks penalty. You know, and the other thing is, sitting right in front of us is Dave Taylor, who's one of the chief scouts for the LA Kings. And, you know, when these guys, the Phoenix Roadrunners, are of course affiliated with the LA Kings, you know that when the scouts are here, it's time to pick it up.
Well, you're playing for potential future jobs.
Yeah.
That's what you're playing for. And you're also playing for your teammates. These guys have been together all season long. They know each other like the back of their hand. And there's nothing better than making a run through the playoffs with a team. There's nothing that brings the team closer together. And right now, they're trying to do themselves a favor and get back into this series.
Las Vegas leading best of 5 series. 2-0. Yes, a best of 5. So with their backs against the wall, they have come up. And they're pitching a beauty right now. Chevalier, watched by Laniel. Reversed it down for Grieve. That's knocked away. Thunder, Riccardi trying to blast one out of there. Came out in front, block, rebound! Oh,
Knickle got there, and he makes the save and holds on.
Chevalier gets in there with a couple of chops at it. Knickle makes the save. Chevalier last year was the Phoenix Roadrunners Rookie of the Year. He enjoyed back-to-back 50 and 150 goal, 100-point seasons with his junior team before that in North Bay of the OHL. And I'll tell you what, he can put the puck in the net. He almost does right here as it's dug out and he tries to jam away at it. He'll get the rebound and actually fans on the shot, but it's still bouncing around by the post there, and finally Knickle covers it up. There's been a little scrambly in front of that net, and that's always tough for goaltenders as well.
You know, we've talked a lot about Jamie Storr, but I think Rick Knickle, even though he gave up, I thought, kind of a bad goal in the first period, the fourth one, can't blame him for the fifth. He's played very well. Here's a chance. Right in on goal. It's Quinney who shoots, and Jamie Storr slams the door. And the puck is centered, but turned away by Phoenix. Here they come. LaRouche at center. The cross-ice pass for Chevalier, but it was thwarted away. And Jan Bopan is back as LeFay gets dumped. McSorley wants a penalty. McSorley won't get it. Riccardi ahead for LeFay. Spins the pass off the skates of Quinney. Storr comes out of the net. And the puck is up over the glass and out of play. With 3:07 to go in the second, 5-0 Phoenix.
Some people might be asking whether that's a penalty where a goaltender dumps the puck over the glass, but as long as it hits the glass or hits another player, it's definitely not a penalty. But Jamie Storr just lifts one up there and off the glass on the play and gives his players a chance to get a change and a bit of a rest. I tell you what, he has not seen a lot of work this game. And that actually goes a lot to say about a goaltender's concentration right there, is the fact that you don't get a lot of shots. You got a lot of idle time down there. I wonder if he brought his crocheting with him.
Says a lot about the guys in front of him.
Certainly does. They played a fantastic game.
Face-off controlled by Ken McCray. Scooped it back to Shargarowski, and the Roadrunners try to break out with it. Hockey Bird. He'll move it to center. Lead pass knocked away by Joltok. He'll move it up ice, but then it was tipped away by Bird. Here come the runners beyond two. Down the left side, a pass that was centered, went right through the crease, near side, picked up by Dan Bilesma, trying to roll it down. And there was Potomski. Battle for the puck is jumped on by Hawgood and cleared to center ice. Shargarowski takes his man to the boards as Darren Banks back out there. And it's Barry Potomski, left side, trying to get by a Darren Banks check. Missed the check. Puck came down along the wall. Sarowick. He's run into by Potomski. Here's the shot upstairs, and perhaps Knickle got a piece of it as the puck sails out of play. And now Darren Banks yelling at Barry Potomski. 2:21 to go, and a 5-0 Phoenix lead. Barry Potomski, guy that he doesn't mind getting his nose dirty, if you will. He was signed as a free agent back in July of '94 out of Windsor, Ontario. Played 42 games last year. Had 171 penalty minutes. Edgerton comes out with Shuchuk and Craig Ferguson. Thunder are up ice. DiPietro dumped the puck in. Down is Joe Day, right side, bumped along the board. Day trying to dig it out. Joe Day. Work done by Chapman. And Cowie chased it down. Banks goes in there. Banks rolled it down for Paul DiPietro. DiPietro trying to cut back. Laniel steers one in there. Stopped by Storr. Banks banging away at it. In behind the net. Banks centered. Knocked away by Shuchuk. In front. It's cleared. And the runners are out at center. Shuchuk hauled down, and a penalty coming up to the Las Vegas Thunder. Shuchuk had a clear path to the puck. And Riccardi fired the puck at Shuchuk. But Riccardi is going to go to the penalty box. Boy, you talk about a turn of events in this hockey game. All the breaks right now are going to the Phoenix Roadrunners. I can't remember the last time the Las Vegas Thunder got a break in this game. I don't think they could. I don't know if they could go to a garage and get a set of breaks. Darren Banks
gives a two-hander to Brian Chapman. That's not even the penalty, folks. Here's the penalty is Shuchuk had a clear path to the puck and a hooking minor. So 1:41 left in the second, so Phoenix will get the bulk of the power play in this second period, and then 19 seconds of it in the third if they don't score.
Number 26, Mark Laniel. 2 minutes for hooking.
Well, I thought it was on Riccardi. I guess it was Laniel that got the hook.
18-19 second period, and again.
So the face-off will be in the Las Vegas zone. LaRouche, Chevalier, and Brent Grieve with Oleg Shargoronsky and Arnold Blomstead. Laniel sits in for hooking. 24-11. The Phoenix Roadrunners are out shooting the Las Vegas Thunder. Just 11 shots on Jamie Storr. If you're going to keep it like that, I don't care what kind of a goaltender you are, you're going to have a strong game. Shargoronsky trying to clear the zone, could not. Run down by Riccardi. In behind the net, Patrice Lefebvre. Lefebvre trying to shake off a check. Watched by LaRouche. In there's Brent Green, taken to the wall. And here comes Arnold Blomstead. Blomstead to center ice, Chevalier. Dump the puck in. After it, it is centered. Here's the shot. Kick out of there by Knekel. Oh, LaRouche and Grieve got in close quarters there for a good play, and then they say the puck came out at center, and Blomstead couldn't hold it in.
Roadrunners offside.
Well, if you're Las Vegas and Chris McSorley, you want to kill off this penalty and then go to work in the third period. A 5-goal deficit. Yeah, it's tough. But I mean, you look down the roster and all you can do is be in awe. When you've got the line, DiPietro's out there, Ken Quinney. These are all first-line guys you're going down. Patrice Lefebvre.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the second period.
Third-line guys could be a first line on a lot of teams in the IHL. But it just isn't going their way so far tonight. But it is going the way of the Roadrunners. On the power play, Edgerton. Back to Vopak. Gives to Kelly. Shoots. Smacked it off the glass. Hanaleo. Shouldered by Shuchuk. And it's turned away. And Las Vegas slams it right back down the ice. Vopak with half a minute to go in the period. He'll meander at center. Vopak hits the line. Vopak trying to move around Hawgood. And it's cleared out at center. Schultak, 2-on-1 with Moore. Moore across the line, short-handed. Ready to go, he shoots. And a great defensive play by Blomstead. But he'll pay the price. And now a penalty coming at the Phoenix. Schultak, centered. Tipped away. And Arnold Blomstead is writhing in pain. He took that shot off Blaine Moore. And he is not getting up. And with 4 seconds left, Phoenix will be shorthanded. Oh, and he is in pain. It was all Blaine Moore down the right side, and Blomstead went down all and right off the knee. And it was at a position, I think, maybe where the pad couldn't do much. I would seriously doubt if anything is serious. It might be a bruise or just a stinger, as they call it, but I don't want to speculate, as their trainer Scott Green tends to him. Arnold Blomstead, you know, Wally got a second. It's kind of an interesting story with the Phoenix Roadrunners. This is not the setup they have tonight, but most of the time this year, you look at this defensive pairing, they had your all melting pot defensive tandems. They had their Canadian tandems where Rob Cowie was paired with Chapman, as he was paired with Brian Chapman. Then they had their Finnish defensive tandem with Aki Berg and Arnold Blomstead. And then they had their Russian defensive tandem with Ruslan Batirshin, who's out tonight, but Oleg Shargoronsky is in. Volpan is in for Batirshin. Volpan is a Czech. And good sign. Blomstead's going to try and skate it off.
Number 14, Dave Tomlinson, 2 minutes.
Tomlinson is the man
in for obstruction interference. And Blumsten is just trying to shake this thing off. With 4 seconds, I'm sure he's just going to leave the ice. Robbie Laird. You know, you talk about a guy, Mike Greenley and I were talking with him before the game, and actually before the pregame skate, he was in his workout gear. You talk about a guy like that, he's in better shape than some of his players. I mean, he is just buffed. He is in terrific shape. And when you're a guy like Robbie Laird and you go to a guy that perhaps isn't in good shape and you say, hey, look, you got to get in shape, you're going to listen. Robbie Laird is a tremendous physical specimen for a head coach. I don't think they keep stats on anything like that, though. Face off left side of Jamie Storr. Here is Bilesma into the corner, and that'll be the final 4 seconds. And another standing ovation for the Phoenix Roadrunners by their fans. And that man, Jamie Storr, are you ready? Faced just 6 shots in the period. It's time for our second period scoring summary, and it's brought to you by the Discover Card, and only 1 goal. In that second period, Devin Edgerton, his first of the playoffs, from Ardo Blomsten, who now has 3 on the night, and Oleg Shagoronsky, he gets the assist also, and it's 5-0 Phoenix. When we return, we will have more from Phoenix. 5-0, the Roadrunners lead it. These are the Turner Cup playoffs.
In the 60s, there was peace and love, the Woodstock generation. The 70s were, well, the 70s. The 80s had big money, greed, and yuppies, the me generation. Now it's the 90s. Welcome to the I generation.
Consider credit card rebates, gasoline, airline miles, cars. Many can hold you down with restrictions or yearly limits. But not the Discover Card. The more you use your card, the higher your cashback bonus award. And you're never restricted on how you can use cash. When it comes to rebates from the Discover Card, the sky's the limit. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Here's your chance to own the authentic apparel worn by IHL players, coaches, and staff on and off the ice. Team issue. Items available include game and replica jerseys from Bauer, the player's jacket by Starter, CCM official team caps, the locker room tee and sweatshirt from Logo Athletic, and a washed twill cap by Grossman Cap. Call 1-800-893-THE-I to place your order or to receive a free full-color brochure. You can also check us out on the internet. Team issue, the official gear of the I generation.
Guess what you'll find in the leading car protectants? Water. Over 50% water. Black Magic Professional Protectant contains no water. Black Magic with exclusive Trim Flex cleans, shines, restores, and protects your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber parts better than any other product, guaranteed. In one easy step. So quit getting soaked. Use Black Magic Professional Protectant for total protection.
Available at a retail store near you or call 1-800-416-1600.
Welcome back to Arizona War Memorial Coliseum. It's 5-0 for Phoenix. With me is Greg Hawgood, captain of the Las Vegas Thunder. Second in the IHL in scoring for defensemen, and also the Governor's Trophy for best defenseman. And first of all, I would like to congratulate you for that. That's a pretty good honor. How do you feel about it?
Thanks, Greeny. I kind of had to come down to the I from being in the NHL for a while and kind of prove that I could play defense. I got labeled a little bit as a power play guy up there, and I just wanted to come down and have a good all-around year. And you know, I'm honored that the coaches chose me as the top defenseman in the league.
Now you look at that period, but pretty much the game so far, and you guys just can't seem to generate any offense. That's kind of rare for a team like you.
Yeah, I think you know, I was talking to you a little bit this morning, and they've done a good job in cluttering up the neutral zone and having 3, 4, and 5 guys back, and really not letting us get through. And you know, the first couple games in Las Vegas, we were able to spring a few guys on 3-on-2s and get goals that way, just as they've scored tonight. But so far, they've you know, they've executed their game plan right to a T and haven't let us very much at all.
Chris Massorley is known as a bit of an animated coach. What do you think he's going to change or say to the guys in the intermission here to try and get them going?
Well, obviously, you know, what we're doing isn't working at all, and you know, I don't know if him standing behind the bench is going to have the remedy for this 20 minutes. You know, I think that we're getting outworked a little bit, and it seems like Phoenix wants the puck a little bit more than we do tonight. So, you know, I think we just have to tighten up in all areas of the ice and try and chip away at the lead.
Chris McSorley has compared you to an NHL defenseman in Paul Coffey. Do you like that comparison at all?
Well, I think that they always have to compare you to somebody, but I mean, Paul Coffey's an unbelievable player. You know, I watched him for a long time when I was growing up and in the league, and you know, if they want to make that comparison, it's a great honor. But you know, obviously, I can't carry his jockstrap, and you know, like I said, he's an unbelievable player, and but they always have to try and compare you to somebody, and I guess that's the closest thing.
You know, you talk about yourself being a quarterback back there on the power play and on the rest of the plays for that matter. Do you like the pressure and the responsibility of being the so-called quarterback on the Las Vegas Thunder?
Well, it's nice. I mean, kind of been used to it my whole career from junior in the NHL, and I feel comfortable back there. It's not a situation that I haven't been in a lot of times, so you know, I like having the puck back there and seeing everything in front of me. You know, tonight I haven't had much power play time. You know, we got 2 units, so it's a tough thing. We haven't you know, we haven't done well, and hopefully we can remedy that for the third and the next game.
All right, well, I tell you what, I wish you the best of luck in the third period. You never know, it's a 5-0 game. Maybe you guys can come back.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, that was Greg Hodgood, captain of the Las Vegas Thunder. We'll be back to Arizona War Memorial Coliseum with more of the second intermission right after this.
Plus $3.50 shipping to the address on your screen.
5-0, the Phoenix Roadrunners leading it after 40 minutes of action from the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And of course, when it's playoff time, that means a lot of awards have been handed out. And of course, Greg Hodgood, who was the intermission guest with Mike Green, they won the Governor's Award for Outstanding Defenseman in the IHL. But the Rookie of the Year goes to Konstantin Shafranov of the Fort Wayne Comets with 74 points. He was outstanding and is your Rookie of the Year. The Ironman of the Year for the Las Vegas Thunder is Sergei Zholtok. Played in 82 games, of course, 51 goals, 50 assists, and 100 points, or actually 101 points. And Sergei Zholtok from the Thunder is the Ironman of the Year. And how about that, a plus 38 rating. They also handed out the IHL First Team Award. And let's take a look at that lineup. Goaltender Stefan Beauregard is the goaltender on the first team. He has also been nominated, or actually he won the award as the IHL MVP this year. And defenseman Greg Hodgood of the Las Vegas Thunder, and former Las Vegas Thunder defenseman, now of the Orlando Solar Bears, Todd Richards. Your left winger, Craig Fisher from the Orlando Solar Bears. And at center, or right wing, I don't know who they got Todd Richards, but I think that would probably be Rob Brown from the Chicago Wolves. And at center, Todd Simon of the Detroit Vipers. And also updating you around the IHL, Cincinnati defeats Atlanta 2-0 as they get goals from Jeff Greenlaw and Scott Thomas. And Detroit picks up their first win against the Indianapolis Ice, 6-5. Peter Savaglia, Dan Kessa getting goals. In fact, Savaglia had the hat trick. Dan Kessa had 2 of them. And Darren Madeley had the win in goal with 24 saves. By the way, it was Cincinnati defeating Atlanta. Cincinnati wins that best-of-5 series 3 games. We were talking a little bit about the fact that there's a couple of guys here that won Turner Cup rings with the Atlanta Knights, with you as the backstop, and one of them was Devin Edgerton, and what a period he had.
Yeah, he had a great period. I mean, he had all kinds of chances, and even on the ones he didn't score, he was right in there for a great scoring chance, and it's good to see him playing well. He came over in a trade last year from Atlanta and played well for Phoenix all year, and was rewarded with a contract again with Phoenix.
He had 4 shots on goal total after 40 minutes of play, and you know, we'll have a chance now to look at some of his fantastic play in front of Rick Knickel.
And I think one of them, the first one here, Soroak loses the puck, and Edgerton's off to the races. He's on the breakaway, but watch Soroak after the shot. He'll get slashed right on the back of the leg, and on the ensuing power play, it's Edgerton who will deflect it in front. Shagaratsky will take the shot, and Edgerton will make it 5-0 with a nice little deflection. and right down in there. Las Vegas had some chances. Quinney down on the wing. He waited a little too long here, and Jamie Storr just waited him out and made a good glove save down low there. Quinney's the kind of guy that usually likes to go upstairs with those, but didn't elect to that time, and it's still 5-0.
25-11 the shots on goal in favor of the Phoenix Roadrunners. Also the face-offs. Look at that. Phoenix owning the face-off circle, and you know, we can talk about that. Las Vegas coming into this game, they have some terrific centers. We talked about how Darcy Lohan is out probably for the remainder of the playoffs as a key face-off guy, but Phoenix owning the draws tonight.
Well, the thing about a face-off is it gives you puck possession, and actually that's something that Las Vegas usually has is puck possession. They like to work the transition game, go D to D a lot, regroup and bring the play back to you. But right now, Greg Hoggood said it in the interview. He said they're really cluttering up the mid zone, and we can't really seem to get any kind of flow. And that's basically the key right there. And I think what maybe that Las Vegas has to change their style a little bit and try and do something different to maybe throw Phoenix off a bit.
Final 20 minutes of action when we return. 5-0 Phoenix. We'll have all the action when we return. Score 5-0. You know, Greener, we were talking about the style of game being played tonight, and I wish there was a way we could track turnovers. You know, like in basketball, they keep a stat of turnovers. Really, in hockey, it's an unofficially kept stat for the coaches, so we don't really have any real legitimate thing on turnovers. But mistakes, I don't think Phoenix has made very many, if any.
Oh no, that is one of the big keys to their success right now. They're just not giving the puck up. It comes down puck possession and also not giving the puck away when you have an opportunity. I talked to Chris McSorley before the game, and he said, you know what? I sometimes even consider a dump in kind of a giveaway. It is kind of a giveaway. You're dumping it in, and unless you have one or two guys driving hard trying to pick that puck up again, you usually lose possession. And so that's why he likes that transition game, likes to move the puck from D to D, get the open ice, but he's not getting the open ice tonight, and that's what's hurting the Las Vegas Thunder right now.
Well, and both coaches have to be happy about this odd man rushes. Las Vegas didn't give up an outnumbered rush in the first period. They gave up 2 for a total of 2 through 40 minutes. Same kind of story for Phoenix. 3 outnumbered rushes in both periods for a total of 6. You keep 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s to a minimum, and you're going to put yourself in a position to win. And even though Las Vegas has put them in a position, they really haven't put much onto Jamie Storr, where on the other hand, Phoenix has.
Yeah, the thing is, you talked about not very many odd man rushes. Phoenix has got a lot of their goals just from dumping the puck on the net, driving someone there for a rebound or deflection. There's been a couple of goals that have been deflections, and other just hard work around the net. I'll tell you, if you can get goals like that, then you can get goals off of giveaways like that. I mean, those are the hardest type of goals to get, and they seem to be getting them just by doing the little things right.
Tomlinson sits in the box. He's got 1:56 to go, and a penalty that he took for obstruction interference late in that second period.
Chris McSorley and the Las Vegas Thunder want to get back into this game. They have to start pretty early here. I mean, you look at 5 goals they have to get back, and who knows whether it's possible. I've seen crazier things, but they have 20 minutes to do it. That's an average of a goal every 4 minutes, so they have to get to work right off the bat.
So coming out right now is Sergei Sholtok and Grigory Panalev. Also out there for Las Vegas, Jean-Marc Richard and Patrice Lefebvre. So they got realistically 3 forwards. So McSorley's thinking is, hey, there's 19 seconds left in our penalty, and then we're on the power play, so we might as well get Lefebvre out there. Wants him quarterbacking the power play. Off the draw, Roadrunners have it. Shuchuk right side. Slipped up out of play and into the Las Vegas bench.
It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow in tomorrow's game, and I'm assuming, of course, there will be a game. It's 5-0 with less than a period to go here, so we're assuming they're going to get the win. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of game plan Chris McSorley comes out with tomorrow in this building.
Off the draw, Thunder have it. In there, it's Ferguson trying to work on Jean-Marc Richard. Pass game ahead to Sholtok, and the Thunder are on the power play. Across the line, Ferguson cleared it as Laniel comes out of the penalty box and skates to the bench. Las Vegas on the man advantage, trying to click its way into this 5-goal deficit they're in. Lefebvre playing peekaboo with Shuchuk, comes away with the puck. Lefebvre pass out at center for Sholtok across the line. Sholtok Cuts one down, centered pass, tipped away. Panalev had it in behind the net. Worked it away from Chapman. Jammed along the boards, it came back to the line. Shot blocked. Here's Richard. Richard lets it go. Blocked by Jamie Storr. To the line, Lefebvre. Scooped it behind the net. Battle for it. Storr kicked it away. To the line for Lefebvre. Here's Richard, winding, shooting. Storr got in there, rebound. Knocked away. Shuchuk had it come out in front. Cowie can't clear. Here's Scholtock, right side on the power play. Looked it back to the line. Oh, held in by Richard. Nice play there. Gives to Lefebvre, winding, shooting, stopping in front. It never made it to Storr as LaRose got a skate on it. And the Thunder clear it. Back around come the Thunder, but they're offside as LaRose could never get back onside. Now we got Richard getting into it with one of the Roadrunners. It's along the near boards.
And we're talking about the physical stuff that we haven't really seen all game. And now Chapman and Jean-Marc Richard will go at it. All locked up. Chapman's got him on size. And the linesman jump in there. LaRose on the previous play took a shot off, you said the skate. I think he got a little more than that. As I think he took one off the ankle, but he did get off the ice in his own power. But both benches very alert right now as they're watching what's going on in this situation. Jean-Marc Richard gave Chapman a little shot. So Chapman jumped up from behind the line when they both kind of wrestle a little bit. Chris McSorley looking on, wondering what to do next.
It'll be interesting to see what Greg Kimberly calls here, because in the series, there has not been a 5-minute major for fighting.
Well, a good shot by Lefebvre right before that on the power play. Just gets a blast from the top of the circle. They moved it around really nice and kept it in the zone. But as you mentioned, there hasn't been a 5-minute major yet. And that's one of the reasons some of the people who have seen the games have said, hey, it hasn't been really physical. Well, yeah, it hasn't been physical in that sense of the word, but it's been physical as far as hitting, and that's the kind of physical that most people, at least I like to see. Good physical hockey, but Jean-Marc Richard is a little shot, and then a little punch to the chin, and he goes down. When they get up, he'll give him a shot back, and then they'll rough him up a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, this could be the story of what we're going to see in this third period. Tempers might be at a premium. And speaking of the Devil, there's Darren Banks. He's one guy you have to keep an eye on. Their one guy that's not in the lineup is Sasha Lakovic. This guy, we're watching him sit out during practice. I've never seen a guy so rip-chiseled in my life than Sasha Lakovic. And he was taken out of the lineup in hopes that Paul DiPietro would add a little more skill. And
he's got his head shaved right down to the wood. So, I mean, it looks like someone that's coming ready for action when he steps out there.
Yeah, I think he was on Bob Vila's This Old Head, and they were shaving it down right to the wood, he said.
Tell you what.
And speak of the Devil. Well, I'll tell you what. Our crew, Thomas Adza and Timmy Sullivan on top of everything for you tonight. Hope you're enjoying this one. From Phoenix, 5-0 the Roadrunners. Roadrunners have it at center. Shuchuk makes the move. He's hit on goal. Shuchuk trying to cut in. Centered one. Back to the line. Blomstead shoots. Pinnacle stopped it. And he will hold on. The penalty to Jean-Marc Richard was the extra 2, as we talked about. So in 9 seconds now, Phoenix will go on the power play.
I think he might have got the cross-check, the rough, and then the fight, whereas Chapman got the roughing and then the fighting. But on that last play, Rick Knickel makes the save, doesn't hold on to the rebound, and Edgerton looking to bat that out of the air. A nice little baseball style, but good defensive play to keep him off. A good hard shot by Arto Blomstead. The puck goes up in the air as Knickel saying, I've had enough of you. picks that puck in the air and holds on to it.
Soleil has it off the draw. And in 5 seconds, Phoenix will be on the power play. Runners are back, but Lefebvre picks up a loose puck, and he's hauled down. And the power play of Phoenix short-lived. And now Jamie Storr holding on to a puck as Lefebvre got behind the defense, so that power play is over.
Well, what you saw there is the kind of speed that Lefebvre possesses when he gets the puck. Good pass by Laniel, and he just kicks in the jets, but Blomsten just hauls him down. And actually, Lefebvre almost gets the puck by Storr when he was on his back as he shovels it towards the net. But Storr covers it up. Blomsten gets a 2-minute hooking penalty, and in less than, well, I'd say about a minute and 26 seconds, the Phoenix Roadrunners will have to kill off the penalty.
Good to see Blomsten back in the lineup or in the game there. We took that puck off the knee and wasn't sure, but obviously he iced it up in the period there, and he's ready to go.
That's always, you always hate to see that, a guy who sacrifices his body to make a save and gets hurt.
Puck came in. Klopat chased it down in the corner. Wrestling in there with Mark Laniel. His frozen play whistle down. Phoenix leads it by a score of 5-0, and we'll take a timeout. We'll have more from Phoenix when we return. Five-blot lead at 5-0. 2.5 into the third. Baruch wins the draw. Here's Chevalier, who snapped this shot just wide of the net. Worked it back to the line, but the Roadrunners regroup at center. Hockey Berg to his own blue line to Steve LaRouche, turns it back to Shargorodsky, and Phoenix will turn around. Chevalier down the right side across the line. Chevalier trying to cut in. He's forced to the wall by Soleil, shakes off the check. Chevalier cuts in, and that was stopped. And Las Vegas is there to center. Bill Bowler across the line. Bowler cuts in, lost it. Came back to the line for Ruslan Soleil. Had it knocked away by Chevalier. He's having a terrific hockey man. Soleil got Chevalier. I think he speared him, or at least gave him a pretty good hook. Play moves on. Zoltan sends it down, and Berg is there. Shargorodsky to center. And Panalev turns it around. Grigori, Panalev had it knocked away by Shargorodsky. Now up ice is Hoggood. Hoggood speeding down the left side. Cutting in. Hoggood behind the net. Lost the puck. Hoggood still with it. Looks in front. Came to the corner. Shuchuk knocked it away, but it came behind the net. Here's Guy LaRose. Centered one. Chip back. Lefebvre held it in. Nice pass along the left side as Vegas on the power play. Knocked down to the corner for LaRose. And it's picked up by Shargorodsky and cleared. Lead pass. Cowie could have been in, but he couldn't find the handle. And Knick was there, and then showered by Shuchuk. And then coming in is Guy LaRose, and he fired a big check right into the Roadrunner, Gary Shuchuk, who sprayed Knickel with the ice shower.
The puck was, or appeared to be loose, but Knickel definitely under control. And the whistle going, and no goaltender likes to get the spray. Actually, a lot of times that's a misconduct penalty. So after the spray, Knickel gives him a shot, and then LaRose just mowed him down as he threw it. The puck just slowly rolls to Knickel, who covers it up, and then the spray. He gets a shot, and then watch this hit by LaRose, keeping him away from their goaltender. And both will go to the box. And your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, I don't think
what to call.
I don't think Shuchuk is going to the box. I think it's just going to be LaRose.
Really? I'm surprised. A lot of times the referees will call that as a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty when you spray the goaltender. Kind of one of those unwritten rules, I suppose, but not in this situation, as LaRose will get the gate, and Phoenix will go on the power play in 8 seconds.
Knickle is talking with Greg Kimmerly, our referee. And Dave Tomlinson quickly comes in there to find out what's being discussed.
I think he wants an intent to shower call.
5,487 here this evening. And I would venture a guess that probably 5,487 of them enjoying it. Maybe I better play it safe. Las Vegas isn't that far. We'll say 5,486, just to play it safe.
In case there's a lone soldier in here?
Exactly.
Well, the lone soldier in the box is Guy LaRose for roughing. And Phoenix will go on the power play in about 2 seconds.
And now they begin it. Tomlinson to center for Shuchuk across the line. Shuchuk, Tomlinson shoots! Oh, what a terrific save made by Kinnickle. Puck came down to Devin Edgerton. And it's back to center. Blomstead hustles back. Pursued by Panalev. Blomstead will skate away and move it up ice. For a guy that's 6'3", he can wheel with the puck pretty good too. Shuchuk trying to get by the check of Riccardi. Tomlinson looks in front. It's jammed along the boards and then it slices up over the glass and out of play. 4.5 elapsed in the third. Phoenix up 5-0. A minute 20 to go in their power play.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Phoenix hasn't slowed a bit. They're just going gung-ho towards that Las Vegas net, giving themselves the widest margin of victory they possibly can, because that'll say a lot for tomorrow's game as far as momentum's concerned. Never want to lose. Never want to lose a third period in a game when you play the team immediately after the next day.
Face off to the right side of Rick Kinnickle. It's Cowie, the shot, the blocker save by Kinnickle. Came to the near side, Brent Grieve slipped it down. LaRouche in behind the net. We're going to get a penalty. It's going to be a delayed call to Las Vegas, and the Roadrunners are going to get themselves a two-man advantage. Cowie steered it to center, and Edgerton will regroup, hoist it into the Las Vegas zone. Sorolik is there, and here's a slashing minor coming up to Las Vegas as Hawgood will go to the box.
Smart play by Devin Edgerton there as the puck came back outside the zone, and Edgerton, in the attempt just to get it back deep into the Las Vegas zone, just flipped it up in the air, and Sorolik had to play it. Therefore getting the whistle, and they'll have the 5-on-3 for 54 seconds. Chris McSorley and the Thunder have been getting the, I guess, the penalty calls against them in this period for sure.
I guess that flower on the lapel of Chris McSorley is a LaRose of a different color. 5-0 Phoenix.
The original LaRose is in the penalty box.
He's got 53 left in the penalty. Here is Brent Grieve left side. Goes into the Las Vegas zone. Work back. Here's Grieve cutting in. Sends it back to the line for Vopax. Here's to Cowie. Rob Cowie cuts in. Turn for the drive. Stopped by Kinnickle. Rebound for LaRouche. Cowie again. Gives the puck in center. LaRouche trying to steer one in there. Batted around Cowie, but it's knocked away. But Shultock couldn't advance it. Held it on the power play. Two-man advantage. Grieve steers one. Cowie cuts in. Shot went wide. Trying to center it. Soleil hammers it. And he'll move to center ice and shoot at the length. Jan Vopax. Pass down at center. Grieve trying to move one in. Grieve down the left side. Blocked by Sorolik. Grieve back to the line. Vopax steered it down. The puck knocked away. And here's a penalty coming in for Steve LaRouche. And then Sorolik goes after LaRouche. Boy, you talk about undisciplined. The Thunder were going to kill off part of a power play, and then Sorolik went after LaRouche.
I don't think Las Vegas at this point is worried about discipline, as they, I think, see the inevitable that this is pretty much out of hand. And so are going to take matters into their own hands in the physical nature. As Steve LaRouche really was taking a beating earlier on in that play. He got a slash on the stick from Soleil earlier on in the shift. Came back into the Phoenix zone. They regrouped, came back down, and then eventually LaRouche slashed the stick out of LaRose's hand. But taking offense to that was Soroka as he came in and he just jumped him.
Blaine Moore had his hands full. He had Chevalier and Fopat to himself. And then finally, the linesman get over to separate them, and now Brent Reed getting into it. Oh, man.
Well, whenever games get out of hand like this, as far as the score is concerned, they get out of hand in other ways too. As frustrations mount and seem to really show out their true colors. And right now, Las Vegas not really enjoying being beaten 5-0. Rob Laird, head coach for the Phoenix Roadrunners, I'm sure likes the lead, but doesn't like the festivities on the ice right now.
All right, well, we'll sort everything out when we return, but first a timeout. We played 6 minutes in the third, 5-0 Phoenix. Captains, turn on the seatbelt sign.
When the presence is felt, check out what he's wearing. You get robbed by a masked man. Remember what he's wearing. The names wear.
Okay, so with America Online, I get the latest stock and mutual fund information, send email to stay in touch with family and friends, see photos of flowers before I pay for them, easy access to the internet, get the latest news and sports, and all of this is mine 24 hours a day, and that's just the beginning.
I think he's got it.
Okay, hook me up.
Call now for your free 15-hour preview of America Online. Call 1-800-851-1818 now.
5-0 Phoenix leads it. Tell you what, Greener, I'd rather take a calculus final than try to figure out what all these penalties are going to be.
Well, they're going to be a few. They're all over the place. Riccardi gets a 10-minute misconduct. It looks like Brent Greaves is going to get another 10-minute misconduct as well. Look at Chapeau. Bonarouche. He's having a good time with that one. Oh. Steve LaRouche is a bit of a character. He took a couple good ones on the top of the noggin, and he's got the ice bag to prove it. So it looks like Riccardi's going to get 10 for 10-minute misconduct, as well as Brent Greaves for Phoenix. And LaRouche is going to get 2 minutes for, I think it's interference. These are all messed up.
It all washes out is the bottom line. No extra penalties coming up. And Lockwood has 54 seconds left in his power play. Puck is shot into the Vegas zone. I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to have more. Passes work back for Blomstead in his own end. Sends one to the far side, and here come the Phoenix Roadrunners. Devin Edgerton dumped it in. Soleil hustles back, watched by Shuchuk, creamed along the boards and out at neutral ice. Power play down to 25 seconds. Here come the Roadrunners. Tomlinson gives to Shuchuk across the line. Shuchuk back to Shargaransky. He'll dump it in. Tomlinson lunging forward. He's pushed to the wall. Battle for the puck. It came back to Arno Blomstead. Wants to tee it up, but he drifts back and sends it to Shuchuk. Back to the line for Blomstead. Edgerton cuts one back to the line. Here's Blomstead, had it poked away on the fade. Called down by Blomstead, and no call. Boy, I'll tell you what. Vegas just not getting any breaks in this hockey game. Lefebvre got by Blomstead. I thought that should have been a penalty. Shargaransky goes back. And it's still on the right wing boards. And cleared down. Penalty is over to Hogwood. He's out there with 12.5 to go in the third in a 5-0 hockey game. Joe Day gives to Darren Banks. Smoking down the right side, cuts in, centered, and Storr may have gotten a piece of that one. Potomski
Spins it to center. Blaine Moore. Got it into the Phoenix zone. Berg trying to clear it. He was sandwiched by DiPietro and Joe Day. Ken McCray dumped the puck in, and Rick Knickle comes out to slow, and Hongood turns.
The pace has certainly picked up, much like the first period, actually. It's slowed down there for a while, and both teams flying right now.
Tomlinson worked it ahead. It's down at center for Ferguson, and his pocket picked by Guy LaRose. LaRose trying to get in, and he's knocked off the puck by Rob Kelly. Roadrunners turn it around. Ferguson at center. He'll dump it in. Back is Ruslan Saleh in the near corner. Banked it off the board. It's out at center. Jumped on by Shagorodsky. Cowie will turn. 11:15 to go and a 5-0 lead for Phoenix. Laniel trying to move it down the right side. It's turned away. Back out at center, Chevalier. He's drilled by Laniel. Big hit by Laniel. Laniel at his own end. Ahead for Schultak. Out at center, Bilesma trying to turn it around. Schultak, some deft stick handling, gives to Quinney across line, shoots. Oh, what a save by J.D. Storr! Are you kidding me or what? A great save. Hawgood hit to the boards by Aki Berg, and a penalty, I think, coming to Berg. Delayed call. Thunder get an extra attacker. Analeev gives to Schultak. Beams it back to the line. Here's Hawgood. Worked it for Lefebvre. Puck finally touched by Blomstead. And a penalty coming up to the Phoenix Roadrunners. We'll sort it out when we return. 10:26 to go in the third. It's Phoenix 5-0. Schultak trying to work it along the boards with 5:40 to go. Power play is on for Las Vegas. Puck is centered. Here's Schultak. Shoots. Oh, he had Storr down, but missed the net. Worked down by Richard to the corner, and it's shot right back out by the Roadrunners, and Phoenix can make a line change. 53 seconds remaining. In the man advantage for Las Vegas. Schultak. He'll move it through the neutral zone across the line. Schultak pulls up at a left point. And it was nearly intercepted. In fact, it was. And here come the Phoenix Roadrunners. LaRouche is on a breakaway. In on goal. He shoots. Knickle the save, and a penalty coming up. And LaRouche got belted by Richard. And here we go again.
Now your math is right. It looks like there could be some penalties in this one. Definitely on the slash to Steve LaRouche, who was on the breakaway. But you know what? I'm not so sure that Hawgood wasn't being held at the point by one of the Phoenix Roadrunners, therefore giving Steve LaRouche a breakaway. But there was no call there. Definitely a call on the slash on the breakaway as LaRouche makes a good move and a great save by Rick Knickle, who comes up big.
I can't remember a time when I've seen the breaks in advantage of one team so vehemently like this one. It has really been all Phoenix getting the breaks, and Las Vegas just hasn't been able to get any luck tonight at all. So 2 minutes up on the board to Jean-Marc Richard, and that'll do it for the Las Vegas power play.
Number 17, 2 minutes for slashing. 17, Jean-Marc Richard.
Jean-Marc Richard will get the 2 minutes for slashing.
Penalty 15:02, third period.
And once again, that penalty box has a customer.
Yeah. Sergei Schultak has been held off the scoreboard along with everybody on that bench. We talked about Sergei Schultak with points in 19 of his last 20 games. And if something doesn't change in the next 4:56, that'll be a 19 of 21. Puck out at center ice. Guy LaRose dumped the puck in. Behind the play, Joe Day getting into it with Craig Ferguson. Here's LaRose, scooped it back to the line. Shot by Laniel, blocked by Shuchuk. Came back to the line. Laniel rolls it over to Jeff Sorowick, right side. Shot right on. Jamie Storr with a terrific save through traffic. Joe Day was in there. LaRose worked it to Laniel. He was tripped up, and a penalty coming up. As he was offended by Aki Berg.
Penalty coming to Phoenix. Something we haven't seen a lot of this period, as you mentioned. A lot of lopsided calls, lopsided shots. As Aki Berg gets the hook. And a little bit of help from Laniel, who flies through the air. And it's even up again for a little while. 1 second remaining in the penalty.
And they'll face it off in the Phoenix zone.
Remind fans to be at McKenna Sports Bar and Restaurant.
You know, it was funny when this season started back on September 30th. The Las Vegas Thunder came into this building, the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and they lost in a shootout 4-3. That's what started it 84 games ago. The game 85 has been a little different. 5-0 Phoenix. And here's Potomski, who got behind the defense. Soroa got back and pushed off Potomski. LaRouche, bumped by Laniel. Soroa chased it down. Soroa gives to Mark Laniel. Watched by Chevalier. Laniel meandering through the zone. Gives to Paul DiPietro. Steered one in front. That was blocked. And Fopat cleared it. Here comes LaRouche. Trying to split the knee. He was knocked off by Soroa. Good play there by Jeff Soroa. It's Blaine Moore to Gallup at center. Gives to Laniel. Across the line. That was offsides as DiPietro had his back skated ahead of the play. And that's offsides at 3:40 to go.
The winner of the Dan Biles game-worn jersey is Max Dina. Max Dina, go to the Roadrunner.
Sure, both teams, especially Phoenix, wants this clock just to keep running. Paul DiPietro offside on that play. He didn't see action in the first 2 games as he fought off a little bit of food poison. And obviously hasn't generated any offense as well as the rest of his team in this game either. So there will be a game 4.
And a little bit of history for this season being made. If things remain the same with the final 3:40, if the Thunder do not score, it will be the first time this season that they have been shut out. What does this do for the psyche of both teams, really? A game like this, not only a shutout, but a shutout by a team that was down 2-0, and a shutout from a team that really wasn't supposed to fare well against this team, the Vegas Thunder.
The one thing about the Las Vegas Thunder you have to remember is they know how to win. And winning is something you have to learn how to do. They've learned how to do it, and they've done it very well all year long. And I don't think they've forgotten in one game. You'll see a strong game 4 of them for sure, regardless of the outcome of this one.
Puck is in the corner. Riccardi is there. Slips it to Joe Day. And Hogwood scampered to center ice. 3:10 to go. Across the line. Puck came out at center. A 4-on-4 hockey for another 9 seconds. And then Las Vegas will get a power play for approximately 29 seconds. Chapman at center. Laniel had to go back for it. Laniel looked back into his own end. As Richard out of the box, 23 seconds left in the power play for Las Vegas. Soroic steered one for Joe Day. Day looks for more. It was centered. Shot knocked away. Puck in front. And the Phoenix Roadrunners boom it right back down the ice.
Right now, Phoenix Roadrunners are playing for their goaltender, Jamie Storer. They'd like to see him make a big comeback here with a big goose egg.
Soroic slams it into the Phoenix zone. Laniel blasted along the wall, picked up by Arnold Blomstead. That's cleared at center. Soroic. Turn one back. And the Thunder are there to play at their own end. So now the puck is controlled by Phoenix. Arnold Blomstead turns at neutral ice. Under 2 minutes to go. It looks like things have settled down, so we hope. It is Grigory Panalev across the line. And it's knocked away and right back down the ice. And now, well, maybe things haven't settled down. Panalev and Riccardi in the middle of it.
Chapman for Phoenix.
So it looks like an early break for Riccardi, who's going to go have an ice-cold Riccardi and Coke and get ready for the night. Get back for game 4. He'll be done.
That one erupted behind the play as Chapman was in there. Well, Chevalier for Phoenix, and Riccardi really fired up right now. He was in the pile as well.
While we've got a second here, let's take a look at tonight's Bud Ice play of the game. And it was a shorthanded goal by Dan Bilesma.
Well, Bilesma, a good play. Phoenix, one of the only teams who had a shorthanded goal against them, finds one themselves on the shorthanded play. A good pass by Cowie. He just walks in, he just rifles it upstairs on Pokey Reddick. And that's the Bud Ice play of the game.
And that would also be the end of Pokey Reddick in this game. Rick Knickel would come in. Ken McRae would add a goal to make it 4-0 in the first. Outside of that goal, I thought Rick Knickel played pretty well. Well, they're continuing to work the penalties here a little bit. And we have 1:38 left.
So once again, the referees and the players clean up the mess on the ice. And this third period, I'd like to know how long that third period's been. Brent Grieve gets tossed. Jeffrey Carty gets tossed out of the game. With only 1:38, even a minor penalty would pretty much do that, though. As they're gone from the game. And I tell you what, this third period has really taken a lot of time. First 2 periods were pretty good pace. A lot of action, not a lot of rough stuff. But this third period has been inundated with all kinds of fights and behind the whistle.
Well, you know what? With a game like this, I'm sure everybody's going, you know what? I need to see more IHL hockey. And you're going to see more IHL playoff action. The Turner Cup playoffs continue Saturday, May 4th, 4 o'clock Eastern. Check your local listings. You know what? This is just the first round. This is just quarterfinal action. It gets better when we move up a round.
It does. The games become obviously more and more important. And definitely more seriousness to the game. Not that this isn't serious, but I'm saying it gets even more serious. The pace gets faster. I'll tell you what, this is just the beginning, Adam. The beginning of a long road as LaRouche gets tossed, and so did Greg Hoggood for Las Vegas. So they're just emptying the benches, trying to get rid of everyone they can with only 1:38 remaining in the game. A 5-0 lead for the Roadrunners. And now that they've had that sorted out, they might get back and finish this game off.
You know, we talked about the crowd tonight of 5,487. I was kind of kidding about all of them like you. There's actually a pretty good contingent of Thunder fans behind the bench, and I should probably retract a little bit there. I'm sure they're not happy about the way things have gone, but for the most part, the better part of the 5,400 here this evening, really enjoying this one is Jamie Storr. 19 saves. He has just been splendid. Gee, I wonder who will start in goal for game 4.
Well, they certainly rallied in front of him and played a fantastic game against Las Vegas. Jamie Storr, when he had to be, made some good saves. The rest of the time, his team took care of him. And that's the kind of relationship you want.
Yeah, when you got your team playing well in front of you, that puck just seems so much easier to stop, especially throwing the fact he's playing well.
It really does look like a beach ball.
Puck is in the Las Vegas zone. Thunder tried to clear. Laniel smacked it along the boards, and that goes out of play. 1:17 to go in this one.
Dave Tomlinson, who had the first goal of the game and started this route, I guess he wanted.
He has a game winner.
He does. At this point, yeah. And it was a nice one, too. A nice little deflection that started the lead that this time Phoenix never turned back on.
Craig Ferguson out there with Barry Potomski. Jeff Chevalier. Blumstead to Chevalier. Running down the right side. Centered one. That's knocked away. Loose puck. And the Thunder come out with it. Sarowick. Rolled it ahead to Joe Day. We're down to the final minute in this one. Puck to the line. Held by Laniel. Worked it to Berg, though. And Berg will clear it. And after it is Barry Potomski. Sarowick trying to get there. He's shoveled to the boards by Potomski. The puck was centered. Hit skates. Into the corner. Ferguson battling. Guy LaRose is in there as well. They're skate to skate along the boards. With 35 seconds to go. And finally, Day's got it frozen. That will halt play with 34 seconds to go. In the third period, 5-0 Phoenix.
Well, I'm sure Chris McSorley is going to have a lot to say to his team. And not a lot of positives out of this game necessarily. That they couldn't really have trouble pulling a lot of positives out for Las Vegas. They really didn't put, and that just because Las Vegas has the ability to dominate a game so well that tonight they fell short of that mark, definitely. And they have the potential to play so much better and didn't. And that's what probably a lot of focus is going to be on.
Here's a shot. Knickle stopped it. And the puck goes wide. Cowie rolled it down. Puck came along the boards, and it's worked into the corner. And here's Mark Laniel riding in behind the net to gather in the puck. Laniel out at center. Give it to Guy LaRose. LaRose across the line. LaRose just dumped it in. 8 seconds left. Puck to the corner. Roadrunners are back in the series. It goes to the far corner. And the Phoenix Roadrunners defeat the Las Vegas Thunder 5-0. For the first time this season, Las Vegas has been shut out.
And for the first time in playoff history, Phoenix gets a shutout. And Jamie Starr is the man in the pipes.
5-0, the Roadrunners win it. And we will have more from Phoenix after this.
It's not professional pressure cleaning. It's the amazing new Euroblaster. That's right, Euroblaster. Go from this to this to this at the turn of a dial. This V-shaped cleaning jet washes your car easier than ever. And the large shampoo chamber mixes soap and water to blast that dirt away. Turn this dial for a clear water rinse. Even add liquid wax to give your car a professional shine. Change to this narrow, strong jet to blast wheels and hubcaps clean. Dial in this down angle spray and clear loose grass and debris from sidewalks. Blast your patio clean as a whistle. Turn to the large straight jet and those glass doors are done in seconds. You can even clean out those clogged up gutters. Euroblaster blasts everything clean, and it's only $19.95. Order yours now.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-835-0600 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call now 1-800-835-0600.
The IHL Game of the Week was brought to you by Bud Ice and 96-calorie Bud Ice Light, the official beers of the IHL. The Discover card, it pays to discover. Bauer, the name of the game. Neutralite Vitamins from Amway, the official vitamins of the IHL. Starter, look for the star. And the new line of IHL Team Issue merchandise. Team Issue, the official gear of the I generation.
The Phoenix Roadrunners defeating the Las Vegas Thunder by a score of 5-0. And let's take a look at tonight's Bauer play of the game. It's Jamie Starr.
Jamie Starr making saves like this. Didn't get a lot of saves to make. He made 21 on the night. A lot of them routine for a goaltender like him, but he did it in style. Jamie Starr is the player of the game, getting a shutout. The first one in Phoenix Roadrunners history.
All right, so the Roadrunners defeat them 5-0, and we will have some final thoughts when we return.
You haunt me, my friend. Everywhere I go, you're there. Kiev, Buenos Aires, Budapest. But not this time. At long last, victory
Consider credit card rebates, gasoline, airline miles, cars. Many can hold you down with restrictions or yearly limits. But not the Discover card. The more you use your card, the higher your cashback bonus award. And you're never restricted on how you can use cash. When it comes to rebates from the Discover card, the sky's the limit. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Here's your chance to own the authentic apparel worn by IHL players, coaches, and staff on and off the ice. Team issue. Items available include game and replica jerseys from Bauer, the player's jacket by Starter, CCM official team caps, the locker room tee and sweatshirt from Logo Athletic, and a washed twill cap by Grossman Cap. Call 1-800-893-THE-I to place your order or to receive a free full-color brochure. You can also check us out on the internet. Team issue, the official gear of the I generation.
Just coffee again?
We missed the bus.
Your daily game plan isn't always what you expect.
Donut?
My office, 5 minutes. I'm not a special.
Hey, nice report. Got another one for you.
So sharpen your nutritional edge.
Be another week.
With Neutralite Vitamin.
Honey, Mom's here.
Neutralite from Amway for your day on the ice.
5-0. The Phoenix Roadrunners have defeated the Las Vegas Thunder, and now Las Vegas leads this best-of-5 series 2-1. Next IHL telecast, Turner Cup playoffs, a week from Saturday, May 4th, 4 o'clock. Check your local listings. It's going to get better, folks. Once again, tonight's final score, the Phoenix Roadrunners 5, the Las Vegas Thunder 0. And tonight's game is produced by Tim Sullivan. And the director has been Thomas Adza.